What's up, people?
Hello.
You holding up your drink responsibly?
Yup. In the safety of my own home.
Yeah. Season 2 hype.
Season 2.
Season 2. It's not really season 2. It's like campaign 2. Season 2 would be like if the same show did what we're about to do. They'd be like, "I'm sorry, what I miss?"
The horror show.
Well, it's like what's the show? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure season 2.
Oh.
It's a very different season 2.
I was thinking more like American Horror Story.
Yeah, where each season is its own contained thing.
Same actors, different characters.
Yep.
Or like the Haunting series.
The Haunting series, yep.
Or like Remember the Titans. Like that one was really different from Attack of the Titans and Wrath of the Titans.
Clash of the Titans and Wrath of the
Clash
Titans.
of the Titans, sorry.
Good try.
I think Remember the Titans was first in the series, though.
Okay.
Right, because that one came out in like... There's a 19 in front of the date that it came out, I'm almost certain.
Mm-hmm. But the original Clash of the Titans was much older.
Oh, well...
Some of that
The reverse.
I'm ready to do that.
1981 was OG Attack Clash of the Titans.
Well, then it's definitely after that.
Mm-hmm.
You ready to hop in?
I'm ready.
I am.
I'm
ready to fucking kill it.
Do it.
I am
Let's do it.
prepared.
All right, very well.
Right.
So
Let's do it.
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Welcome to From Ashes to Embers, Campaign 2, Session 1. My friends and I have been playing Dungeons and Dragons together for the past 6 years, and we decided to share it with the internet about a year and a half ago. Sometime in 50 sessions later, it's time for our next campaign to start. So, we shall.
It's been that long.
It has, yeah.
Yeah, you've known us for a while.
All right. Welcome to the world of Okadeok, a world brimming with magic, a world where extraordinary occurrences twist the threads of fate to make the impossible probable. To the north lies the mysterious continent of Morheim, shrouded in a veil of mystique and eternal ice. There's no telling what creatures lie in wait within those deep crevasses, or what wonderful treasures may hide buried beneath centuries of snowfall. Southwest of there lies the expansive continent of Vilax. Large swaths of jungle and desert cover the surface, hiding ruins of lost civilizations, once illustrious, but now only referred to in hushed tales of whisperers who have claimed to have visited the shallows. To the far west, the lands of Ushad, home to the industrious Tywin Empire. With law and ambition, the empire has steadily grown through the land, causing ships that sail through ports to fly the maroon and black colors of the empire. To the south, the great lands of Ethon split in two by both geography and ideals. Between the lands lies a sea of churning, grinding ice, its turmoil mirrored by the differences in the residents of both the west and east. Our story, however, begins in the Crescent Isles, a mass of islands to the east, a country marked by tropical weather and mercantilism. In the small but bustling lakeside city of Mistor, two companions make their way through the streets, seeking someone they had recently completed work from. So, we open up on two characters traveling through the streets of Mistorn. It's early morning about this time. The sounds of streets, people bustling around you can hear. Sort of far off to the north, you can see the surface of the Great Lake that just sort of shimmers under the light of the sun. You've been told where you need to go, but where are you going, Brevo?
Going straight to that place. I will turn to my wonderful companion, Alberto, and I will ask it to take a circle around the establishment and let me know if it sees the man trying to escape.
Okay. So you talk to your bird kind of gives up and then takes off and starts flying around. A little odd sight, as a lot of sort of the birds in the area are more gulls. that you've seen so far, but nonetheless, sort of this snowy colored bird starts flying around the establishment for coming back and landing on your shoulder.
I'll give it a treat and ask it to just keep an eye out. Do the same rotation every so often while I go inside.
Okay, sure. So you're still a few blocks away, but you know the general location.
And I'll make my way there.
All right. So
Walking leisurely.
Yep. So strolling
Yeah.
leisurely, the sound of your boots against stone as you keep moving further north through the city of Mistorn, and eventually, sort of in your view, rests the Tipsy Whisker. Seems like a fairly luxurious tavern. On the side, they seem to be advertising some sort of elderberry ale, but has recently had some sort of like painted over the sign, like a red X sort of painted from one side to the other.
What a shame. I mean, the culture is too cowardly to come out and stay. I say, as I put my hand on the door, knock it open, and look around for the man.
Okay, so you push open the door, kind of, and inside it's dark, but there's lanterns around that sort of slowly light. The one thing that does come to view immediately as you sort of walk in with a bird on your arm, a bunch of these like green eyes, small just from all over, sort of track onto you. And as your eyes sort of adjust, you see that this place is like full of cats. Like chock full of different kinds. There's, tabby cats and calico cats and cats that sort of have more of flat faces. But for some reason, yeah, you think this is a bar full of cats.
I turn to my bird. I love you, but perhaps they think of you as some other way. I think perhaps you circle the establishment, and I will hear you in my thoughts, and instead of hearing you in the cats.
Your bird would like hop to the end of your arm and then take off out of the bar.
And then I will enter, and I will snap my hand and hold a little arcane light at the end as I look around.
Okay, inside it's not so dark that you'll need a light. There's lanterns hanging, but creating a small light on your finger, you look around. Roll a perception check.
A 10.
Okay, so with the 10 looking around, nothing's really striking you or catching your eye. A few of the booths have, random levels of fullness. The most you can see is there's 3 at one table off to the side. But looking around, you don't see the person that you came here for.
Is there a barkeep?
Yeah, there seems to be a lady behind the bar. Sort of a quite thick bar, but it's an older elf, half-elven looking woman.
Okay, I'll dismiss the light. Go sit at the bar. Hello, there's someone I need to find. Could you help me out?
She would sort of set down the bottle that she was uncorking at the moment and turn to you. That would depend on who you're looking for.
Would there been a guest coming in from the south, from another tavern? Men sort of like this tall, with this facial hair.
Oh, you're talking about Mr. Billingsley.
Correct. He hired me for a job, but has not paid me yet, and he was not in the place to meet me.
All right. Well, you can find him at room 207, I believe, but be sure to knock and be polite.
Mercy. Thank you for your help. Do you still have any of that elderberry ale, or was the X that you were out?
Recently, the forest has got a little more dangerous, and I find it hard to go in and get elderberries. So unfortunately, we're out of that for now.
Well, maybe I come back down and I discuss how to get you some of these elderberries.
Very well.
Be right back. And then I'll go up.
Okay. Making your way up the stairs, it's not super hard to find room 207. There'd be like some shuffling noises from the side, and you, one moment, please. And then a few more sort of moving sounds before the door would open. Chain still across it, but open far enough for you to see in.
I'm leaning on one side. Yes, it was time roughly an hour ago to pay me in another tavern, no doubt.
Yes. Oh, you're the fellows I hired yesterday or 2 days back. It's been some time. Please come in, he would say, taking the chain off and ushering you in.
It was yesterday, and we have completed the job you hired us for, and I have some questions for you.
Sure, but we have a table in here. Come sit.
I'll come and sit down.
This human male, very, very large mustache, seems well kept, bowling hat on, nice slacks, and sort of a vest. He would sit down at a table. So, you were able to solve it. What was it, ghosts?
Well, but yes, it was not ghosts as you suspected. It was actually something else entirely. Now, what would you pay for, say, being able to move it back into your home tonight with some minor cleanup?
Oh, I think the price that we discussed was 10 gold for you and 10 gold for your compatriot.
Wait, but that was for the other job. What about being able to remove your problem entirely? You see, you have an infestation of some local creatures. Not ghosts, but not regular animals either.
Where did they come from?
The forest, there is some kind of ecological shift occurring. It is difficult to say where they specifically came from. They are native to many of the forests in this equatorial region.
All right.
Now, if you were willing to pay for the job, I could simply give you a counter incense and you could move back in tonight.
Right. Make a diplomacy check.
Yeah. Is that persuasion?
Yes. Let me pull out my D&D 5e skills. Persuasion, please.
A 13.
You know what? If you tack in the incense, I'll pay 4 gold for the incense, and that will get us to a ripe 23 gold for the whole ordeal.
Wait, I hold out my hand. I will shake on that.
Very well. I will assume you're able to split this up with your partner.
Oh, I will make sure he gets an equal share. Don't worry.
All right. And you would see him sort of go back, open a small chest, pull out a bag of seeming to be coins, and hand it to you, kind of as it sits on the table.
I'll count them. Just real quick, just because we haven't a change in the price.
Yeah. So counting them, it seems to have 20 gold pieces in it, and he would be searching through his coin purse and pull out an additional 4 and pop them in there.
Thank you so much. And then I reach into my bag and I pull out a little bit of honey. You will want to burn this next to a candle in your kitchen and your entryway. There is a bad smell there. It is not a real chemical. It is just some minor magic we need to use towards the creatures off. It is perfectly safe. It just smells a little bit weird.
All right. I think we'll be capable of doing that. As far as the mess, is there a what's the condition of the home? I know the upstairs is in disrepair, but that was from construction.
Well, the creatures were not entirely cooperative. There is some grisly degree of mopping that needs to be done in the foyer, and the dining room, and the kitchen. It is, again, not dangerous. I would not suggest touching it without perhaps some gloves, though. It is very sticky and unpleasant.
Well, I very well. I would like to recommend your services to my other more elite colleagues. If you had some sort of name or nomenclature.
Have you forgotten my name already, sir? I will forgive this breach in conduct if you make the recommendation even more glowing.
No, I know your name. I just didn't know if your duo had a name. You know, tall bird guy in shorts.
No, we do not have a company name of sorts. We go by our individual names. But you could recommend either of us, and both would be interested, if that makes sense.
All right. Well, I'll keep an ear out, keep an eye out, and feel free to stop by the manor at any point. Certainly, there'll be some construction going on if all things you've told me are correct. And if that's the case, then we'll have some spare bedrooms.
And I would suggest you have your construction men look at the ceiling in the main staircase room. One of the creatures was involved in breaking a section of it. We did our best to repair it ourselves, but perhaps a quick evaluation.
Very well. Well, if you'll allow me, I must be on my way. I've got a home to, get back in order, it seems.
Sure. I will be downstairs. I think I will try to see if I can secure any elderberries for the wonderful barkeep. I'm interested in the ale. I'll probably be here for a part of the day if you need me.
Well, thank you. And he would sort of take his pack, put it around his back, and start heading out.
So, and I'll kind of follow him down genially with some small talk as I lean over the bar. Now, these elderberries, what is the problem?
Okay, for the other group, the three of you currently sitting at sort of off to the side, sort of discussing your previous encounters from the day prior. You would hear a lot of jostling sounds coming from the stairs as like a really posh-looking man with sort of a exquisite mustache would be coming down, larger pack on, and sort of as he leaves, I'll be checking out for the night, he says, sort of with like finger guns towards Aldore, the barkeep, before sort of walking out, pushing open the door, and taking off sort of across the stone path. And following would be a figure that you saw come in earlier, but he seems to be going towards the bartender.
The fashion here is so strange. People just walk around looking like that.
Giovanni would shrug. I have seen others like that in Sin City. The kind of cap he wears is not that strange.
But you approach the bartender. My dear, I do appreciate your what's the word I'm looking for? Your interest in this. I do think that collecting elderberries might be very much putting salve on a tumor, if you know the expression.
I do, but you have not told me about the ecological disaster either, so given the two lines of investigation, one I know much about, the other I do not. What is the problem in the woods?
It's pretty bad.
Oh, an expert. Yes, please tell me.
Okay. Sil, describe your character as you turn around from the booth to sort of address this conversation.
Yeah, you see a half elf with blonde hair down to his shoulders, wearing a jade amulet. He's got a lute by his side, um, and with like a half cape on one shoulder. He turns around. He says that to you. He's got emerald eyes.
If Breva wants to describe his character as he responds to this.
Yeah, so Bravo turns. His hair is kind of multicolored. It's golden and brown, and it kind of shifts slightly in color as it blows around. The other thing you notice is that while it's long, it doesn't quite reach his shoulders. It always seems to be floating subtly above his shoulders. And when you look at the man himself, so does his robes do the same thing, where they never quite settle. And if you kind of think about it, you realize that when he comes down the stairs, he just touches the stairs very briefly as he just kind of glides down them. His eyes are kind of misty, and they shift from brown to silver at times. And his nails and his skin are well manicured, but you can tell that there are some calluses. The man has been traveling, and his fine silks have been wrapped up in more practical fabrics, as leathers and belts and solid traveling boots are what you actually see. And the silks are just kind of below it. You can tell he likes them, but they're only worn for pleasure, and he has more practical garb outside.
Yeah, he's just pretty bad. Out there, there's like a blight going on in the forest. He's all kind of, pardon my language, it's kind of fucked up.
Oh no, I appreciate the bluntness.
Yes, precisely, my dear. I'll tell you, I have the most dreadful story. I suppose if you all are fine enough with me just telling it once. And she would sort of head over to the booth and gesture for Bravo to come a little closer.
I do.
Yes, so out the other day, I was walking and trying to find these elderberries to make wine. And the most horrific sound I'd ever heard was from the clearing over. It sounded like pots and pans being banged together, and there was groaning within it, and needless to say, I didn't approach further, but it was coming in my direction and seemed to be following me as I started to make my way out with some haste. I don't know what it was, but when I came back to that spot later in the day, all the berries had decayed, shriveled up, as if whatever had followed me was destroying these berries.
That is horrible and disgusting.
I think it is related to the needle blights we dealt with earlier.
You were
Yes.
telling me about those, yes.
He would hold up one of the spiked shoulder pads.
Yeah, so
What they look like.
if you two want to describe your characters as you do this.
Yes. My character is a 7'5" woman. She is a furbolg, so she has these kind of fluffy ears. She has white fluffy hair and white spots on her shoulders and her cheeks and dark skin, so she kind of looks like a fawn, like a baby deer. She's wearing green traveler's cloaks and stuff like that. She has a few flowers in her hair and on her clothes. That's it.
Okay. My character is a deep, kind of royal blue-skinned tiefling with orange eyes, long, wavy black hair, and spiraling horns, like a kudu. Hair kind of wears down. He has crimson war paint that clashes with his skin. He's clean-shaven. He seems kind of energetic and lively. They wear leather armor with dark gray fur trim, complete with a dark gray fur collar with like a wolf's head over the right shoulder. They seem barefoot and are kind of perched onto the stool they're sitting at. seem to be working with like a some kind of a knife or a tool, removing some of the wood or other material of the needle blight away from like the shoulder pad or the kind of spiked piece that he's trying to work on.
Yeah, and in Geo's hand, it seems to be some sort of wooden element, roughly sort of half ovular, and it's got these purple sort of infused spikes that seem to come out at an angle, almost like shark teeth or something that sort of are curved backwards.
How long ago was this gathering of berries?
Oh, well, that happened probably last week, dear, but since then we've run out of the wine, since I have means of making the berries into wine with some efficiency, but I don't have a storage of it.
Well, if you permit me to share some information as well, there is a ecological disaster happening deeper in the woods. There are creatures that have the ability to basically teleport around, and they will run into the nobleman's manor, and he hired me to get rid of them, which was relatively easy. However,
Describe these creatures to me.
stocky, small, like a parody of goblins. They are very slight, hardly. They cannot beat a dog
Hmm.
really in a fight, but they make themselves these little nests, and they appreciate warm food and shelter. And normally they make these things for themselves deep in the caves of voice and the natural places. So the fact that they came so close to civilization means they were forced there. I would guess from probably north, but that is a guess, not a hypothesis.
He sounds like even though they were running, is that what you're saying? They were running away from whatever's in the forest?
Precisely.
Well, I feel bad. We did all get to stay here for free last night. So maybe we do a little bit more investigating. Are you guys feeling better?
How much?
Jeannie?
I would look to the barkeep. How much will you pay us to investigate this?
Let's see. Investigations, it's hard to quantify the value I get out of an investigation if I can't solve the problem afterwards. If you're
What
able
if
to
we also bring you a bag of berries?
I'll pay you for berries, but you might be disappointed at the going rates.
May I have a suggestion? Perhaps the nobleman hired me for an investigation just yesterday, and I think we all walked away from that business happy people. Perhaps you have to pay us for an answer, not pay us up front just for the doing.
It also seems that this is a problem of blight. So how about we measure it and how much we solve the blight?
She has a wonderful suggestion.
I think if you are able to get answers and information that's actionable, then by all means, I think I'd pay you for it.
How much?
I think that might depend on the pricing, and the information, I should say. I would imagine if this was all solved, 50 gold apiece wouldn't be a shy profit.
I think that's more than fair.
In addition to receiving the 50 gold, you will plant this behind your place. He would put a small bag of seed in front of her. It's maize. Corn.
Oh, I've heard about this. I think you can make some sort of exciting drink out of it. Perhaps with time we'll try and refine that. A gift of sorts, you would say, sort of questioning as she reaches for the bag.
It's payment. You will plant these seeds if we succeed in this mission. in addition to the coin.
Very well. I think I can do that.
Well, if you're to be working together,
Well then,
Can
I
you
see.
mark on the map where you were getting berries so we can go there?
Yes, I can. I can give you the general location. I'm not exactly sure on a map.
Alright, that will do.
All right, and she would indicate to you that sort of the forest as a whole. This was towards the north west side of the forest.
okay.
Again, I
Okay.
would be sure to exercise caution because I don't travel deep in the forest normally. So the deeper you go,
Right.
perhaps the more wild things will be.
And how about we come back? We get another free room, another night of free room aboard.
As long as you're investigating, I will cover your housing.
Free room with cats, excellent.
well, I
Listen,
will.
we don't have a lot of money.
Well, in any case, hello, accompanied persons. I am Brevin de Marseille, and it is nice to meet you and work with you. May I know your name?
My name is Otronette Maria Vasfidelis. What would you like to be called? I can be called Johnny.
Friends call me Brevo. It's easier than my actual name.
Okay, Revo.
I'm Giovanni Tresena.
Okay,
Just
Giovanni.
no, you call him Geo.
This one calls me Gio.
Which do you prefer?
I do not care.
Okay, Gio. And what about you, man who calls him Gio?
I am Silverin.
Oh, you're Silver.
I'm Nell. No, people just call me Silver.
Mm-hmm. He has only told me his name is Seal so far.
Look, there's a lot of people here. I got nervous. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's
Pleasure to have your name, Silverin.
Yeah, don't go telling everybody my name though. Okay.
Well, Sil, it's good to meet all of you. I think with any working relationship, it's important to know what we can do. I am a student of the Wizard Marseille. I do not call myself a wizard because I am still very early in my studies. I have some magic.
Perhaps this is a conversation that's best for the road, she would say, as like a number of patrons have started to sort of like glance over their shoulders at the group of you who are kind of animated and talking to each other.
Sure, let's stop walking and talking, doing other things.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that cat?
I'll hop off the stool.
Do we really need to bring the cat? We just saved him.
No, I just wanted to say goodbye to.
I agree with this. We can say goodbye to him.
Yeah, I just wanted to say goodbye to the cat. He was so cute. What are you gonna do? He's a cute cat.
Okay.
You're winning me over gradually, Sir. We pet the cat.
Yeah, you would know where Everett normally keeps himself. There's a small post at the front of the door that he sort of perches on as his own because you know he's an attention queen. So everybody that comes by gives Everett a few pets.
Yes, goodbye, Everett. Be good. Greet everyone at the door.
And don't go getting any more thorns in your paw. All right.
Brrr.
Okay, fine. You can whatever you want. You cute little kid.
Okay.
Good leave.
All right.
While
So,
out in the wilds, we should catch him something that he can eat and have a snack.
I have friends that could help with that actually. And as I say that, I present my arm.
yeah, so you open the door and start to walk out, and as he presents his arm, a sort of a snowy white bird would land upon it, sort of falcon-ish as far as actual bird, but very much resembles a snowy owl in color.
Giovanni's head cocks, and he goes from kind of his normal like squatting stance to like standing up. Oh, interesting.
I like your bird.
I like.
Be careful with the bird. You might want to fight it.
Why would I want to fight this bird? It is a good sign.
Oh,
In any case,
Work, man.
I like him a lot too. He's been a very loyal friend for me in these past decade.
Mm. I appreciate this bird. Bird of not wizard. You want to know what other people can do? I get my power from cats and other things, and I hit things with Warhammer.
Powerful.
Powerful indeed.
look! Don't look at me. I just drive a cart. I just and I play some music. That's all I
Don't
do.
ask him about the golden progression.
Oh, do you want to hear about the?
No.
You want to hear
You
about the golden
brought it up
progression?
yourself, Gio.
I know. Try to hide it. Try to push it away. I serve God. I will disappear.
Powerful. I enjoy the study of the gods, but I cannot say I serve one directly. So it is good to know that someone who is an expert in the soul is in the company.
I serve one god, and that god is pretty okay.
Just okay.
Just okay.
I will convince you to serve mine in time.
Maybe someday.
And speaking of which, you said you were an expert in gods. What are the gods of war?
I do not know about experts, but I study some of them. I can think of some gods of war for you. Please one moment. He reaches into a sort of travel satchel that had been hidden behind him in his robes. Pulls out a simple notebook and starts reading as he tries to make a knowledge religion check.
Yeah, I was about to say, make a knowledge religion check. Well, it's just a religion check. 5e.
Yeah, it's an intelligence religion check.
It's a 6.
Yeah.
Wait,
Can I?
actually-
I'd like to also make it.
No, it's just a 6.
Yeah, with a 6, you know, very basically, there's Helios, who's the sun god. He's a god of war. That's one. You know the exact same thing.
It is also
Two
a six.
6s back to back.
Yeah, out of character, this is more normal. Bravo got to roll 2 consecutive ones. That's his first 2 rolls of the campaign. So,
The luck is with
Hey.
you.
so he turns and he's like, it is funny. I have very little knowledge of gods of war. Perhaps with seeing me, you could have told that yourself. But I know that the sun is very good at it.
Yes, Helios, I think is what that one's called. Yeah.
Yes, correct. It is Helios. It is very good at war. I do not study the gods of war often. It didn't help me pick up girls in the dorms or the academy, so it was less important in my early life. Perhaps it was my mistake.
Perhaps. You were missing 2. Anyway, we could continue on.
Oh, it was a quiz, not an actual question.
Hmm?
It was a quiz, not an actual question.
I suppose.
I didn't realize you were a quiz giver.
I guess I am a quiz giver. I gave a question.
As I said, it is good that we have such an expert in our rank.
Okay, about this time, you guys have traveled through the bulk of the city. Passing smaller shops. There's a bit of a garish building towards sort of the edge of the forest here. The forest isn't for some, 100 yards or so past this, but seems to just be a fairly large building. Almost resembles like something clerical, a church building of some kind, but it just says Seraph's Miracle House.
I'm not going to bite. We move on.
Come on. Sounds exciting.
What do you not want to bite? Other than a little fact, and you can't really bite a building.
He would laugh at that. I think it is probably blasphemy. And I also think this person is not a member of my order, so I am less interested.
Les dragons can pas the building, Jeanette.
I kind of like blasphemy and I kind of want to enter the building.
Well, I think democracy is
What?
blasphemy. Let it go.
Long squint at Adjanet.
I go into the building.
Look,
Yeah.
my god's all about having a good time, so it's okay by me.
I will go into the building. If you prefer, you could watch the horses.
Giovanni would enter, but he's like in his kind of squatting stance, like ready for some shit.
Okay, sure. So you guys enter Seraph's House of Miracles. As you do, kind of a ding, 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 ding of the bell above the door. Inside, like the light casts, like against sort of the dust that's within this building that sort of billows a little bit. Walking in, you can catch pretty quickly it's incense of some kind from sort of the more strong flower-like odor sort of from around. But a voice would, as you all sort of silhouetted against this, as the light projects against this incense cloud, you just hear from the inside, my, would you look at the group of you? Come on in for a miracle. Close the door behind you if you don't mind.
Okay, tell me what miracles you do. Where are you?
Come forth. The counter's just ahead.
Fine.
Now, Johnny, just
What?
if this ends up being a hoax and he's lying to you, don't hit him with your hammer, okay?
I will only hit him with the hammer if I decide that he is very, very gross.
Bad enough.
Yeah,
Giovanni
so
would approach.
yeah, so you approach, and standing behind the counter in like very billowing, garish, priestly robes, sort of silvers and whites and gold patterning, very sort of thick and billowy, would be like a Azamar-looking male, short-cut hair, golden eyes, very pale skin, but he would be doing like a very garish bow as you guys approach.
Does he have any like religious symbology on him, or just kind of garish stuff?
There's some. Make a religion check.
I'd like to
Are
do
we
that.
all entitled to this?
Well, we'll just say Geo because he asked.
21.
21. 21's pretty good. Looking at it, none of this stuff it really slots into something specific. You know, it's like vaguely religious, but it's not like this is with X. You know.
Yeah.
You know, like symbols for peace, symbols for love, but nothing that really indicates anything specific. Well, what is a group like you looking for in a place like this?
I'm curious what exactly your store is. You sell miracles?
I do.
I hear miracles are difficult.
Some of them are, and for those the price is higher, but for anything on the shelf, I'm willing to bargain.
He is a polytheist. Does not serve any god with any real credibility.
Well, I would say I serve all gods with some credibility.
Not all.
He would sort of do like a bit of a...
Really?
So what are you looking for?
Giovanni would cross his arms and stand up. I'm not going to let that go.
Geo, perhaps you could be right in the sense that we wait for
Where
him
do you
to
get your wares from?
Where do I get my what from?
Your wares!
My wares, I make them myself. These are all grade A religious artifacts on the shelves.
Do any of them enhance the power of cats? Or partying?
The power of cats, that's catnip. I have tons of that.
Do you now? Give me
Well,
that
yes.
right now.
Very well, I can get you some amount of it. please feel free to peruse. I'll be here if you find anything that suits your tastes.
I'm just here for the catnip.
I'll get the catnip.
Let's just say for a moment that I would just like to see a demonstration of who I am dealing with. What is a demonstration miracles that you do to entice your customers?
That's the thing about miracles. You don't demonstrate them.
You do not demonstrate miracles.
You don't
Alright,
demonstrate them. They
This
just
is
occur.
okay. They've had enough. I'm out of here. I'll see you
Alright.
later.
The catnip.
Okay,
But
he would come back with a small baggie. 3 silver and it's yours. Make all the cats go crazy.
I give him 3 silver. I think.
He'll take it. Was there anything else you'd like?
No, thank you.
You're welcome.
This better be a music.
It's the best, I guarantee it, he would say as you sort of leave out the door.
So that was a bust.
I'm staying inside until I'm the last person.
Okay, you're the last person, I think.
Squint at him. Like,
Are you looking to buy something?
Giovanni would look to the wolf's head, then look back to him. You serve all the gods.
Well, yes, in like a very... Of course, all gods.
All right. He would turn around and then leave.
Okay. And Brevo, you've already left as well?
I will come back in for one moment. Bravo wishes to see something.
Sure.
Standing outside, it's like they didn't even want to go in and they keep going back in.
It's
you would
pretty
try.
weird.
It's an attractive little place.
He gave me some strange vibes. Wanted to check them.
I have a
Yeah, that's
feeling,
why I out.
I have a feeling that your miracle for me would be mostly demonstrational. Or perhaps if I pay you 1 gold piece, I would like to see what you could do to illuminate the truth of the world for 1 gold piece. What would that
For
buy?
1 gold piece. Well, let's see. He would sort of scratch his chin for a moment. For 1 gold, I'll...
As he's doing this, I use Mage Hand to start just flipping the gold piece and doing tricks with it in my hand.
Okay, he doesn't seem fazed by it. He seems deep in thought. Well, I'll show you something, he would say. And sort of like go back and you see him get a small step ladder out, climb up and take something off the top shelf and set it down in front of you. It's cylindrical glass, got some sort of like viscous liquid inside. And within it, there is a small blue parchment wrapped up. Now tell me, what do you see?
I look at the parchment. Can I do like a like an arcana or something on this, or?
Investigation would be more applicable.
All right. 19.
19, it's kind of hard to see, but you can tell pretty quickly it's a blueprint of some kind. And through some of like the details and that sort of thing, you think it's to some sort of vehicle, perhaps not one that's bound to the sea.
Too easy. It's a blueprint. I see the Excel right there.
Oh, well, you're the boss, he would say, sort of taking it up and placing it on the shelf.
Oh, so I do not get my purchase?
Oh, no, you weren't buying it. You were getting a display. Now, it's interesting. You said it was an axle of some kind.
Well, it may not have been an Excel for wheels. I do not see the full blueprint, but I know that this is a vehicle and it is not a ship. I did not see the proper bow or the proper port side.
I always like to know what people see, he would say, sort of taking his pen out and scrolling down.
I think you did not know this. I think perhaps from my gold piece you let me see the full thing and copy it, and I gave you a better description of what that is. In full.
I hate to disappoint, he would say, like bringing down the jar once more, opening the lid to you, and within it, it is empty.
I like this trick. You may keep the gold piece.
As he places it up on the shelf, you can still see that there is something within it. But, like, sort of from a top-down view, you see nothing.
Can I do an arcana on that? Because I've seen something that seems magical.
You can make an arcana. It's going to be difficult because you've got almost no information, but...
18.
Yeah, with an 18, looking at it, you're not quite sure. You don't think that there's anything actually in there, but it's like meant to mess with you or something of that nature.
Well, I did promise you this gold piece, and you did impress me, so please, enjoy.
Feel free to come back, and if you need anything, I always work for favors if necessary, you'd say with a bit of a wink as you leave.
I think I do not wish to owe favors to every single god, for that is who you allegedly serve.
Just for me. Have a lovely day.
I'm gonna rejoin the day. Or rejoin the rest of the group.
Yeah, they seem at this point to be sort of gauging up towards the edge of the forest.
Yeah, I'll catch up with them at my own pace.
6 hours later.
We'll go into the forest, track around a little bit, try and find the gross little needle boys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have this needle shoulder pad. What is this? What are you dealing with?
There's a dead body in it, wasn't there?
Yeah.
It was, there was a needle blight and a, what was the other thing? He was a,
Little sabboos.
I don't know what the smaller creatures are called. I took this from the corpse of the needle blight.
But there were needle blights and they really hurt. So I suppose we can start there.
Yeah.
he's, we could go to where we found them, if it's on the way, and try to backtrack from where they came.
We also,
Yeah.
we can also, she said she was being followed while she was trying to go get berries. We can try to find whatever was following her, because it seemed to be an origin of light.
I like that idea.
Okay.
I will follow along with you all.
So as you start to make your trek into the forest, who is taking lead?
I'll take lead.
Okay. And is anyone assisting Johnny as she heads out and starts trying to find a trail or tracks?
I will.
Okay.
All right.
Then you can roll at advantage.
20.
Nice. Yeah. So, with a 20, looking around, it takes you some amount of hours. You know, the light dappling through sort of this canopy-like surface of the leaves of the trees. You sort of enjoy traveling through nature. But as you, after probably an hour and a half, you find something that you would imagine to be a berry bush of some kind. But sort of like as described, it's all been sort of shriveled up and pulled back. And even looking up, the canopy looks like it's been like sort of pulled away. Where green leaves normally bloom, now it's brown and rotten, and the sticks sort of pulled back, as well as just a slight purple hue to the veins in the leaves that sort of remain around that area. It seems to travel in like a line further that way.
Gravo will take a small glass vial out and snip some samples and then put it back into his bags.
Curious.
Indeed. I will examine these later.
Well, let's
Do
go examine this line now.
Mm-hmm. Let's follow.
Okay. So you start making your way.
yeah.
Traveling over this path is not super difficult to follow. After maybe half an hour or so, you hear the sounds of running water nearby. And
If only Gizmo was with us, fiercely intelligent, omniscient and friend of mine. He is somewhere back in the city. He was not interested in this job.
continue forward. You find the edge of a river, and it seems like there's some sort of elevation further on for this part. Seems to gain some height, and you can even see areas where this thin river has sort of waterfalled a little bit. But the path itself continues further down, like the northwest side of the bank, which is the side that you're approaching from.
I will turn my bird and I will be like, please look ahead for us and let us know if there is a large congregation of evil goblins wanting to kill us. Or anything like that.
Your bird would look to you before it hops off and sort of flies up and through this hole in the canopy to sort of coast above it.
A perfect little friend.
Hmm?
They are a perfect little friend, and I love them.
Ah, I love them too. Their name is Avela. It is a ancient word from my homeland.
Mm-hmm.
They like bacon and pork best if you feel like giving them a treat.
Absolutely, I do.
Okay.
So, anybody in the mood for a walking tour? No? Okay.
What do you know?
I know I know a lot of stuff. You name it, I can maybe try to
Do you
play
know
it.
any of the Ila Jazz?
I know some elegies, yes.
That's not what I said, but yes, go ahead.
Okay, I start playing like a city piece on my lute.
Okay.
This is nice. This is not what I said, but this is nice. I like it.
Yeah, make a
The
performance
gymnopedie.
check.
All right. I think I might have something that gives me advantage on this, but I might not. Let me check my features. No, but I do get a +5, so why not? 13.
Let me reload. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So an 8 for a total of 13. It's not bad play. You certainly, all of you have been in taverns where there is someone who plays worse than this. This isn't bottom of the barrel. It's nice and it's jaunty. Nothing too complex in it, but sort of bob your head a little bit to it.
Yes, I do like this. What I meant when I said, perhaps it is my accent, but what I said was, jazz from my island homeland. It is the Dile d'Antoine. Perhaps if we ever, and if you ever end up going there, I recommend it's a gumbo place on the corner of Bergerac and Bordeaux.
I'll keep that in mind. I feel like I'm going to be on the road for the rest of my life, so
That is the ideal for me. I want to be on the road for the rest of my life.
If you ever need a very good ship, my people, we have you. The best ships in the world, actually.
Oh, correct.
In fact, my sister, she could help you.
Okay. Adela, I'm not Adela, as Jeanette, if you would if you would like to make a perception check for me as you are sort of continuing to lead the group.
Yes. Sure. 15.
So 15, you start to hear sort of some odd sounds coming through the air. First of all, you sort of think about it, and the river sounds like it might be getting louder up ahead as you sort of travel forward, as if perhaps there's more of a current in this area. Additionally, there's like the sounds of something moving. You can hear like slight splashes as something moves, perhaps through the river.
There is something moving through the river if anyone desires to hide.
Good.
I will kind of think to my bird and see what it see and try to think what it's seeing. Ask it what's in the river.
Are you able to talk to your bird?
It works as the familiar class feature.
I think that you're not able to speak to it. You can give it simple commands.
You can see through it, though, I think, as a familiar. Up to 30 feet away.
When your familiar is within 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically. Additionally, as an action, you can see through your familiar's eyes and hear what it hears.
Sure. So you can look through its eyes. That would be a valid form. So he sort of closes his eyes for a little bit, and then your eyes sort of open up to these large, sort of wide eyes as you are flying above the canopy slightly, and peering down, you see that there's some sort of like bridge or crossing up ahead, and some like weird creature has started to make its way across. It's really hard to sort of define or get any details, but you can see from where you are that like some sort of purplish steam or vapor is rising from it, and as that hits the tree line sort of curls back and away from it as it continues forward, moving slowly, but you can see sort of this pulling effect from this vapor rising off of it.
Yes, the creature is vaporous, horrific. It is moving slowly in that direction, crossing a small bridge against a creek, and it is blighting the plant life around it.
Perhaps we should try to ambush it upon the bridge. It would be an ideal place for us.
I think that would be wise.
Good. We rush it and kill it.
Yes.
Before we go in, Johnny,
Yes.
why don't you, do you consent to having a spell cast on?
Of course.
And I cast Heroism. I changed the tune to something a little bit more like like just trying to inspire, get your blood pumping.
Thank you.
So every round, every round for a minute, you gain 3 temporary hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it is concentration, so be sure to keep that noted.
Yep.
I will start the engagement. Gil, do you mind if you hold a rope on your wrist?
Sil? You talking about Sil? Me?
Yes. Oui. Do you mind having a rope on your wrist?
On my wrist?
Oui.
Yes, sure.
Alright, I'll hand him a rope, and then I cast Levitate and slowly, rise up into the air as I take out some bullets and prepare a catapult.
Okay, yeah, pulling a few ball bearings out. You sort of float up. How high do you go on this end of this rope?
30.
You go 30 feet up. Okay. Yeah, you're getting pretty close to the canopy, and, you can see, as you travel up, there's, a squirrel on a nearby branch that is, its fur looks really bad in, a decayed way, and, fungus grows out of it, and like a very aggressive sort of up to the sky. These purple like shelf mushrooms.
How far away is the creature from me?
The squirrel?
No, the vapor creature.
Oh, probably 100 feet, maybe more.
We should close in roughly
If
30 more feet.
yeah, when Giovanni gets within 90 feet, he would act if he can see the creature clearly.
Okay. Why don't I move you onto a battle map?
Okay, cool.
Excuse my sneeze.
It is
Man.
you.
Johnny's two Frenchish accents in one campaign is like really hard for me not to slip into it.
To slip into French accent.
Yeah.
Ah, oui.
Ouais.
Okay. Moving the players. And
Yay.
then moving everybody else. Hey. All right. So you guys are at the bottom left corner. Be sure to add your current HPs. That's kind of up a cliff area, so you'd have to try and climb that. There is some
How many-
elevation to that.
How many rounds have passed since I cast Heroism?
Like one.
About
You guys just
one?
started.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Johnny, you have an additional. You have an additional 6
Okay.
temporary currently.
Johnny is going quickly through the underbrush.
Yeah, when I get to about here, I would do some things.
Okay, so first of all, you get to there, and you see sort of the creatures in front of you. One of them is like 10-foot basketball type shape. Purple vapors sort of float off of it, and these vapors, when they hit the trees, sort of pull them back and peel them. Additionally, it seems to be floating very slowly, and a small chain sort of hooked into it leads it down to this second figure. This second figure seems to be like a knight's armor of some kind, but fungus grows from both its shoulder pads, its knee pads, and down one arm. Its head enveloped in this sort of net fungus that sort of drips down from the top, almost like a veil. But it seems to be slowly moving this creature further down this way as it walks.
All right. If would I get my action?
Yes. Let me see how far away you guys are. Yep.
Okay. Giovanni would point an accusatory finger towards the Night Fellow. There would sort of be a as he casts Hex. The ability score he's going to choose is Strength. So Strength ability checks, which is not attack rolls or saving throws, but like athletic checks, he has disadvantage on.
Okay. That's your bonus action?
Yep. And then as an attack action, I will manifest the spear and then hurl the spear at him. If you will allow that.
We'll do that, and then we're going to roll initiative.
Okay. So manifest the spear. It is a bident. It has kind of 2 tips to it. Reddish in color with kind of like a white, like kind of a white core, sort of going out to cherry and then to a darker red with a an unusual sort of hilt to the spear tip. But yeah, I'll hurl it at the guy.
Okay. Roll an attack roll.
Yep. 21.
21 will hit.
Okay. The second D6 is necrotic. Total of 9 points of damage.
Okay. With that, I'd like everyone to roll initiative as this sort of bite flies across, hits off. A massive spores kind of out from this creature as you do.
Oh, so far.
make sure everybody gets a turn
What
here.
is your initiative?
Yep.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom.
I go at 10.
It's 10.
Yeah. I just time to decide.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. All right. So first up is going to be this figure here, this sort of spore knight. They're going to take off running in your direction. So kind of you hit them, there's like that as the helmet turns like 180 degrees around to face you. And then just starts like tearing towards you, running. And as it does, it pulls this thing along with it. So it will move to there, and we'll make a bonus. We'll also roll there. Okay. Let's move to there. This creature sort of falling behind, the plant life curling and peeling back at as the sort of dark purple fog rises off of it. That'll make it Geo's turn.
Pulling back, manifesting the spear again, he'll hurl it at the creature.
Okay.
11.
Yeah, so as you pull it back and unleash it, the spear kind of and sort of whizzes off into the underbrush, bouncing off this creature's thick armor.
Okay. I do have movement. I feel like I'm going to be able to get... And I feel like this is difficult terrain. I'll back off a little bit, just to make it harder for him to get in.
Okay. All right. That'll make it Sill's turn.
Okay. So it's like, hey, Johnny, you got this guy. I know you can do it. So you get bardic inspiration.
Of course I can do it.
It's my bonus action, and then is he within 60 feet of me?
Absolutely. Oh no, 70s. My bad. He's just far, just a little far.
Okay, I'm going to move and hide in this bush and yell at the target. Hey, your armor looks like crap. Casting vicious mockery.
Okay. Vicious mockery.
So wisdom saving throw DC 13.
Gotcha. This is a wisdom save.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oops, shit. Shit.
It'll fail.
Apologies. Hello?
Hey, yeah, it'll fail.
It'll fail? Okay. So it'll take a d4 psychic damage, but that's not when you cast the spell. You cast a spell because it gets disadvantage on its next attack roll. So he takes 1 psychic damage, but he has disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Yeah, let me check real quick if this...
If it can't take psychic damage, that's fine. I think. He would still get the
Yeah,
disadvantage.
it says... yeah. So it would still hurt it. It would affect it.
It takes 1 damage, and then it gets disadvantage for its next attack roll.
Gotcha. Got it. So let me put... next up would be Ajanet.
Alright, Ajanet is going to say, light them up for me, friend. And I'm going to be casting...
You gain another 3 temporary HP.
I know, I'm casting Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
I will cast it on... from what I am aware, the guy in the front is already injured.
It seems that way,
Yes.
yes.
Alright. I'll do it on the guy in the back for now.
Okay. You
And
do
then-
need to make a ranged attack.
Yes.
Spell attack room.
Let's see. And then I might be able to hit. What's the bardic thingy?
You can add a
Plus
D6
D6, yeah.
to a roll.
Try it. Yeah, 11.
11? This creature doesn't seem very dexterous. That hits.
Very good. Alright, it will be taking 46 radiant damage, and the next attack has advantage on it.
Slap.
17.
Okay, so you sort of reach a hand out and just power seems to swirl through the hand, and as you release it, there's just kind of a that only Ajanet hears as this bolt of sort of positive energy bursts out and hits this creature. And when you hit it, like a balloon, it pops. This deep purple cloud sort of emanating out 15, 20 feet away from it. Luckily, none of you within it, but you can see the trees start to twist and sort of move and shrink down. You also hear strange sounds from the jungle nearby.
Is the creature behind it still up despite the poof?
No, like a balloon, it pops.
Okay. And the knight is still around?
The knight is still around, correct?
Alright, I'm going to use my bonus action to do the Furbog, little hidden step. I turn invisible until the start of my next turn, and I'm going to bank on that and try to go over here and flank later.
Okay, so we'll put you with the old ninja.
Yes.
All right, that'll make it Bravo's turn.
The knife's still up.
Oh yeah.
Okay. He takes the ball bearing and starts floating as he manifests the power of lightning in a cloud around his hand. And he says, Odetta, yeah, Elrida, and taps the ball bearing very gently, casting Catapult.
Okay, make an attack roll.
It's a dex save.
Make a dex save, me.
Mm-hmm.
What's the DC on that?
13.
Again, this armored figure doesn't seem super dexterous.
He takes 3d8 damage as a ball bearing slams into him.
Okay.
6.
Yeah, so you kind of unleash it and you hear it hit the steel of the armor, dealing damage.
Sorry for this roll. This is a bad roll.
Yeah, that's a tough one. This thing is gone. You do hear from the underbrush nearby, sort of as these these plants start twisting away. A few animals that were caught in this blast, you start to see like glowing purple eyes appear from the underbrush.
Okay, I turn to
Oh
Avrilo
god.
for the next
Fucking
round.
demon squirrels. God damn it.
For the next round, I will tell my bird to start scouting around us, making sure we're not going to get a surprise attack. Which it'll happen next round, but
Okay.
I don't know if you saw the initiative, but it says in familiar you're supposed to roll it separately, and I forgot to do that. So
Okay. Let me check initiative modifier. Demons.
And I rolled it into 11. So that's the bird.
Okay.
Go, bird, go.
Yeah, so sort of stepping out of the underbrush, there are these two boars. Each of them have this purple, corrupted, sort of dark energy on their backs.
Mm.
As they step out and start to sort of snarl at you with their tusks out, and as they breathe out, just purple clouds. But that will make it Spore Knight's turn. Looking around, who's within range? Okay.
Just still, unless you can see
As a note,
Johnny.
I am levitated in the air above Syl, and I am weightless. Does that mean I would travel with Syl as he moves?
Yes. Okay. It doesn't see. Well, actually, no, this thing. Okay. Yeah. So you turn invisible and sort of walk off to the side. As you do, the creature said follows you. And you see sort of a flash underneath its eyes as it moves towards you. Now just a chain sort of dangling behind it from where it used to hold this creature as it runs up towards you and makes an attack.
Okay.
It's got disadvantage,
Yep.
and you have a lot of HPs.
What is your AC currently?
My AC is 15.
Okay. So with disadvantage, it will not hit. As it just kind of swipes past you, the trees and shit that it hits, sort of the leaves peeling away and dropping to the ground dead. That will make it Geo's turn.
I will. Let me think. I think I'm okay with where I'm at. Do I have clear line of sight?
To
The Spore Knight.
make a perception check for me. It's not super difficult, but he is in underbrush and you're looking through brush.
Okay. If I can't, I'll move to get it. 12.
12, you get a fair enough idea.
Okay. As long as I don't have disadvantage, I will go for it. Hurling a spear at him. Will a 15 hit?
As you hurl the spear back, bounces off the armor once more. Its head kind of turns to you, and this time you'd hear like a as it turns back towards Ajanet.
Giovanni would hiss in frustration. He'll stay where he is. I think that'll end his turn.
What is your dex modifiers? Ajanet
0.
and Syl.
I have a +2 to Dex.
Okay, then Syl will be going before the boars. Ajanet will be going afterwards.
Okay.
So that'll make it Syl's
So
turn.
Syl goes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Syl, how does double move work again?
You use your bonus. Use your standard or whatever your action to move again. Is sort of what it translates to.
The bird
Dash. It's a dash
technically
action.
the bird technically goes before them. It will just fly around in a circle to scout out the area, make sure we're not going to get ambushed,
Okay,
as I kind of told it to.
gotcha.
You're
Yes.
25 feet up in the area?
He's 30 feet up in the air, so 25 feet higher than you are because you're in that
Perfect. I
5
just
foot
don't
range.
want to explode him.
It's a noble choice. Pulling him with you.
Let me do the measurement on that one more time. I think.
That would be
Okay.
35.
Yeah, I can't go that far. I have to go one square back. It's too bad. Okay. I guess I'll just be one square up. I was gonna use a different spell, but I'll give Bardic Inspiration to Geo. I'll be like, "Hey, Geo, look, man, I know you got this in you. You remember those fucking charlatans we beat? Yeah,
Mm.
ooh, like that."
Giovanni would smile.
And
Take your
so I
inspiration.
step up to here.
Okay.
And I'm going to attack with my rapier.
Okay.
+4. Do I have advantage? I guess I don't know that she's there.
More about I'm causing a distraction for the creature.
Yes. Let me do a quick check on flanking. You would have advantage on this.
Okay. So that be a 21 to hit.
A 21 would hit.
Okay. So I think it's +3. That's just +2. That's fine. 3 damage. Oh my god.
Y'all are rolling big
How
damage.
does it feel?
So you hit it, and from where you hit it, of like these purple spores come off it. I need you to make a con save.
Con save.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad I can't Bardic inspire myself, huh?
Yeah, not immediately. You can inspire yourself, I think. Yep. You are considered poison.
Yep. Okay.
As it kind of goes up into your mouth and lungs, and you kind of sort of cough and wheeze at this. That'll make it Boar's turns.
Mm-hmm. Check out freaking poison.
It's a disadvantage on attack rolls and skill checks.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so one will charge Syl. The other will dash to here. So it can't attack Geo, but it will attack Syl.
Yep.
And it is flanking.
Is it flanking from that square?
I think it is.
Because I can.
Exactly, because, like, you know, they would be flanking there. Right. And
no.
even if not, it'll move to here.
No.
Just to be sure flanking is a thing.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm dead.
Not dead.
You're not doing great, yeah.
I'm gonna have to roll a listen. I'm gonna have to roll a concentration check.
Okay. You take 10 points of damage as it kind of gores you from behind. You were a little bent over coughing, and then it was like, Gah! As like the two tusks hit you.
All right. I have to roll a concentration check now. The DC is 10 because it's 10 or half of the damage, whichever is higher.
Yep.
Yep.
So I maintain concentration on heroism.
Yeah, so it's starting to sweat a little purplish, like you've been drinking Gatorade since the 90s, but you maintain.
Just let me minus 10 from my health bar real quick.
That'll make it Ajanette's turn.
I would say, well then, there, little man. And I will give healing word to
Thank God.
Phil.
Okay. Roll your healing.
That's my bonus action. So 7, hey, max.
Nice.
And then I'd say, but that comes for you. And I am going to target the boar and with Reaper, the mushroom man. And they need to make wisdom saves as they are going to be told the dead did.
Okay. They'll both fail.
Alright. And they've already taken damage before, so they're going to take 12d12. So they both take 8.
12d12.
Bam!
A minimum of 12? A maximum of 140.
Exactly.
And I'm going to
Phil goes,
shimmy a little bit.
back up.
That's it. And I'm no longer invisible.
Okay. No longer invisible. Gotcha. That'll make it Bravo's turn.
Okay.
You also gain another 3 HP.
Man, I'm feeling so alive.
So Bravo sees you shift there, and he's like, all right. Because that kind of messes with his plans, but he didn't have time to tell you. He will, you're looking pretty healthy, but he doesn't feel like gambling today. So let me see if I can see a rock on the map that's in the right place. DM, would you say there's like a rock nearby any of these boars, or like a loose pebble or something very light?
Yeah, there's small stones around, sure.
Say like right here.
Back over by Geo. Yeah, there's probably some small stones by this cliffside where things have fallen off and eroded with time.
I will use catapult, which is a 90-foot line through here to make both boars make a dex save.
Okay.
Just bonk him real quick with a little rock.
Okay. They'll make 2 death saves.
Two death saves. Oh, no.
2 dex saves. They will more than likely pass.
No, they both pass. So like the tree somewhere over there, there's like fucking a hole blast through it as some tree gets fucking worked over.
Yeah, you just thought the boars were a little bigger than they were, as it just kind of over their head, moving back their purple manes.
My apologies, my friends. I had a different plan. What else can I do? I will dismiss levitation. Wait, no, I can't do that.
Yeah, you're 30 feet in the air.
Well, no, that's not the problem. The problem is spell slots. Okay. Yeah, I will instead opt. Let's see what I have in my. No, I don't have anything else. Yeah, that's my turn. I will order my bird to come back to me.
Okay. On its turn, it'll come back to you.
Rough.
On Spore Knight's turn, they will once again attack Ajanette.
Okay.
Let me get in the right tab.
My AC is still 15.
Very well.
Oh boy.
Okay. Yep.
I am so grateful for heroism.
Yes, you are. As sort of the creature, you kind of shift through the brush, and it reaches out quickly and strikes at you. A bit of like a barrier of musical notes that slowly has surrounded you is like and ripped away as they sort of shred and fall like some sort of orchestral nightmare. That'll make it Gio's turn.
All right, how is the night looking?
Pretty beat up. You can see places where the armor is dented. You can see like a purple ooze sort of leaking out of the places in between its components.
Okay, so learning 5th ed rules, moving to here does not provoke because I'm staying within the threatened area.
Correct. You're like circling it.
I'm like circling around it. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I will then manifest a spear and pitch a spear at him. I am at disadvantage because I'm using a ranged attack in threatened area.
But you do have Bardic.
But I do have Bardic.
Yep.
Okay. Well, let me roll 2d20. Oof.
Oh.
Well, Bardic
might save the day, but
One of those is
yeah, total of a 10.
10 won't hit. Again, this creature's hide, its armor is thick, and once again, this red bite, it goes blazing past you all as it bounces off its armor.
Garces.
That'll make it Sill's turn.
Sill is stressing.
Yeah.
He's like, look, Johnny, I'm gonna have to take some hits here, but you can do this. So you're gonna, you get my last Bardic.
Last Bardic.
As I move.
One final tune, Johnny.
I will only get one by moving to.
Moving to where?
I'm gonna move to here.
Okay.
I'll only get one attack of opportunity on me. Then it would be from the knight, I think.
Right.
It's
What's
gonna
your
hit.
AC?
My AC is 12.
Okay. That'll hit.
Yeah.
and it's not a crit this time.
It is not a crit this time. You take 5 points of damage as it sort of leashes out back at you, striking you across the face.
Raven's like, you can put me.
I also move. That's where I'm ending my move. I need to end it 15 feet away from, more than 15 feet away from her.
Yeah.
Hold on. So I like circle around the fucking board.
You circle around the board, get hit by the knight.
Shit. Is this the square I want to be in? What is that 15 feet away from her? Fuck!
Just circle it around the board.
With your new friend, like.
It's okay. I can move farther away from you.
Can I save my action until Johnny moves?
And also, if it's a cone.
It's a cube.
It's
Thunder. It's Thunderwave.
Yeah. So you
Can't you like put the cube like this?
No, it's emanating from me.
It's from himself. It's a burst out.
Yep.
You can hold your Thunderwave.
Okay. I might die.
Hope the door doesn't get you.
Okay.
You can probably move one more. The boar might get in that attack though.
And then it will hit him again on its turn.
Yep. So it's going to attack you on its turn, turning around to face you, snarling. This is a medium-sized boar. It is a big creature.
Big boy.
Yep.
Oh my
gosh!
Oh my gosh!
Master, pourquoi?
Minimum.
He's
min
roll.
damage,
You know, if he wasn't GM rolling, you know how on tilt we'd be. Like, of course he rolled his third natural 20.
I'd like to remind you.
Yeah.
all
So
that
you are unconscious from this,
Yeah.
as it sort of gores you into the ground. Everyone else still is like down, and the boar is over him.
Oh, dude.
You're back down to your exact
Normal.
to 9. Yep.
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 Boy, this creature came. And this one's going to attack Geo.
Okay.
That'll probably hit. Yeah. Okay. That'll be +1.
Okay.
It was 1 damage higher for you, Sil. Not that it makes much of a difference, but
No, I'm in death saves.
yeah, on your turn.
Do I have disadvantage on my death saves because I'm poisoned?
No, you don't have disadvantage on death saves.
Okay.
Okay, that'll make it Ajanette's turn.
I'm just gonna lay into him with my fucking warhammer, eh?
Okay. You do have Bardic Inspiration.
I do. Might as well use it, huh? Oh, it's actually 6, so let me re-roll it, I guess. Hey, baby.
Nice.
Hey.
So
So it's
7,
plus
5.
3.
A 19 total?
Yep.
18. 18 will just hit.
Yikes. 6.
Okay. So as you bring your hammer down, it's sort of this net mushroom over its face cracks as you bring it down, and like the helmet is pushed further into its chest plate as a puff of spores comes out and it falls over backwards. I need you to make a con save.
All right. 15.
You're fine.
Excellent. I'm going to be confident, and I don't want this board to hit my friend while he's unconscious and move right here.
Okay. Sure. That'll make it Bravo's turn. Bravo, you moved down about 5 feet further than you were before.
Alright, so I am...
You're about 20 feet up.
I can move up or down 20 feet as part of the spell. So, I will end up here, on the ground with my dagger.
Gotcha.
I know before the wizard has to use his dagger.
Not the wizard yet.
Not wizard.
Yet. And I guess I'll attack. Shit, I don't know.
Okay, yeah, you roll an attack roll.
Let's see. I get a +2.
You are advantaged.
I am advantaged.
That is
Nice.
A 19.
Yeah, 19 will hit.
Alright, and a dagger is a 1d4. I do 3 points. As I'm like poking its legs. Jeanette, please.
Gotcha.
I would try to help you.
Gotcha. All right. And then I'll put another 6, 3. Got it. All right. That'll bring it to Geo.
Geo will point an accusatory finger at the boar in front of him. There's that similar as the hex that was on the knight shifts over to him.
Yeah, just kind of a blur of grayish energy as something wraps up this boar. You're like looking into its like milky grayed eyes as sort of like salivates, staring at you.
Spear is meant to be used ranged. I'd still attack it with the spear, but I'm at disadvantage.
Okay.
So that's still potentially gonna hit.
It's a total
Like
hit.
14 hit.
A 14 will hit.
Good. 6 points of damage.
Okay. Got it. 6 points of damage. That'll make it Sill's turn. Sill, I need you to roll a d20 for your death saving throw. 10 and up, you succeed. You
So
succeed.
close to a nat 20, man. Nat 20, I'm back up at 1. But nope,
Okay.
not today.
Boar's turn. You have just descended from the skies and attacked him. So it will attack you.
Is it going to be another nat 20?
No.
Tell me.
It's a 1.
No.
He fails. Natural 1 fails. Swings wildly. Yeah. You're just a little more flowy, and the tusk's just kind of in front of you, missing. One will attack a Geo as well.
Okay.
What is Geo's AC?
13.
Okay. It rolls a 7, so it will miss.
Okay.
Like an Aginette's turn. You're just getting the rump of this like medium-sized boar.
Jeanette wants to sing for its just warhammer. Let's go. I have advantage. So. There we go.
Yep. So 16 plus 5, 21 will hit.
21
Pretty good.
for 11 damage, max damage.
Yeah, so Brevo, you're standing there trying to deal with this boar that's just attacking you, and then there's like a as the boar kind of into the ground,
I'll
dead.
see. We need the help.
I will take care of little man. Go help at the front.
Oh,
Geo.
way.
Okay, that'll make it Brevo's turn if Aginette's all done.
Yep.
Okay.
I run over here
Yep.
with my dagger.
Like a murder in the woods. Roll your attack roll.
It's still tied to Sill's wrist.
Well, I dropped the rope, so no, but yeah. Because I was just holding that.
Sill is just dragged. Unconscious.
The rope is long enough. It there's like a bit of a tug, but not so much that he goes anywhere.
I just dropped the. I mean, for sure.
I'll say that it had to be tied because you were having to do like somatic components for things, and you can't do that while holding rope.
Interesting.
Also, object interaction is an action. So,
Well, you can do it as part of a move, but I guess you could untie yourself. It doesn't make much of a difference. Roll your attack roll.
A 12.
A 12 will hit.
Hey.
Oh, we lost the screen sharing. We got all jacked up.
No.
Where's the top of my head at? The top of my head is just gone. There we are.
Garces.
3
Garces.
damage. Consistency.
Yeah. Got it. It's still up. Looking rough.
Would you please finish off your meal?
So that'll make it Geo's turn once more.
Geo, rather than manifesting the spear, will pull out a skinning knife from like his side pouch. He'll chuckle to himself as he paces around the boar, moving to here, and will hiss, "Hail, gods of war!" and attempt to stab this creature.
Okay.
I will do this with advantage. Will an 11 hit?
An 11 will hit.
All right.
Big boys.
7 points of damage.
Okay. Describe your moment.
Assuming it turns to face me, Giovanni will kind of open its throat up, going from like one corner of its jawbone to the other corner of its jawbone, with a quick move of this hooked, curved blade.
Yeah, so sort of squatting down beneath it, slashing out. There's like this pouring of blood and this purple ooze as the creature kind of and falls down next to you. Okay. Um, so Syl is still down. So it's going to get to his turn. So he needs to make a death saving throw. I think
That's 2 death saves
That's 2 failures.
with 2 failures.
Yep. But that'll make it to Ajanette's turn.
I am going to shout over, not wizard, please come help me.
I come help.
Okay.
Thank you. And I'm going to do a medicine check on Syl.
Yep. At advantage because you've got a homie.
Hey, baby.
Okay.
The 19
Yeah.
to stabilize.
The 19 will succeed, and Syl is stabilized, looking rough. You can kind of see like the poison start to like leak out of the sides of his mouth and the sides of his eyes as he sort of just like laid out. But
He's like cradling. He's like laying there cradling his loot. Like in his last moment, he protected his loot and fell in such a way that it didn't get hurt.
Yeah. But with that, we are out of combat.
Now, fair lady, now that you have done savings of life, my name is Brego.
Bravo, yes, and I am where it's just in the moment, I just think not wizard.
Fair enough.
How contaminated are these boars in terms of like the purple fungus that covers them?
Well, their skin is intact, but they do have like spores growing out of them into sort of fungal patches.
Okay. Giovanni will set to work making a fire, and then we'll take out a toolkit and begin skinning this boar.
Okay.
Would you save me a sample of some of that fungus for me to test later with alchemy?
Squint and give him a look. From what remains of the carcass, you can take what you wish. I can cut you a sample of fungus from it, but the skin is mine.
That is fine. I just only want a sample.
Let us take a little rest.
Mm-hmm.
I am quite well now. If you
Are we going to take a short rest?
Yes.
Am I going to be conscious?
Yeah, so I think here with the battle ending and you all starting to set up camp for the night, we will take our break.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we will be back in half an hour.
Hopefully, Avriller doesn't tell me, by the way, there's another fight coming.
Hopefully not.
The other thing I do as we set up camp is I will like covering my mouth, drag the knight into the fire to try and burn off all the fungus that's on it.
Okay, sounds good. Well, we'll get to the results of that later. But for now, we will take our break and see you at the end. Later.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Good
Thank you.
introduction just scream like you fell down some stairs.
Or
That's
just
him
like a
waking
goat.
up.
Yeah, or just like a goat existing.
Yeah.
Regular goat things.
All right.
Still, you are awake. That is good for you.
Yeah, where we last left the party, you guys have gathered together to take a short rest. Gio has taken the time to carve up one of the boars.
Yep.
So go ahead and roll the HP that you gained back from a short rest.
Okay.
Whoa! Why is my max at 8? That's not
All I
right.
needed.
My max would be 9. I think. Yeah.
Two so far.
I didn't get hurt.
Yes, I did. Thanks, heroism.
Thanks, heroism. Okay, so
Well, but I recover a spell slot because of my class feature.
got it. Yeah, so you guys are in the forest currently.
Sil wakes up and he's like, "Fuck that, man! Fuck that boar! I'll fucking kill it. Where is it?
It's
That's
dark.
Dead.
Fuck!" And then I look at myself and I think, and I look at my gloves like, "All right, good." I check my jade amulet. I'm like, "Okay, everything's still there. Nobody touched my loot.
No.
No.
All right, we're good. We're good. I'm good." And I'm good. I cast healing word on myself.
Okay.
I think it would be wise to take these back to a place where
There we
I
go.
could
Up to max.
back where I could examine it in a less exposed position.
Mm-hmm. Let's go somewhere. Get some hiding going on.
I want
Or
to take
back to
some.
town.
I want to take some time to purify this set of armor.
Okay.
Could we not take your visas?
I don't want to be poisoned.
You can just kind of put it in the fire till all the stuff cooks off. The
That's the thought.
fire's, yeah,
I
the
say
fire's not
pointing.
gonna.
I say pointing at the suit of armor currently in the fire.
Did
Alright, in that case.
Oh look, yeah,
In
it's
that case,
like
if
an
one
hour.
of you- If one of you could help me, I'm going to do some alchemical processes to try and analyze this corruption.
I would try to help you. I'm not very
Uh,
good at it, but I'll try.
Can I just
I-
like take a look at it and try at like the creatures and the poison and stuff and roll a knowledge nature?
I was
So
about to say, if
level
you
one
are
and stuff?
examining this stuff, you may make a nature check. So it sounds
I'll
like
make a nature check.
Syl and Bravo.
So 13, unless I'm assisted.
I am assisting.
Okay, so I have advantage.
Gio, help me out here. Just all I need is for you to just talk at me while I think. Okay?
Like these, he says, like leaning in a little bit.
Yeah, just like that. That's perfect. Thanks.
Okay.
I
Ash.
have 13.
I have something for you whenever you're done with these.
Okay, so with a 13, looking it over, you're not quite sure what all of this means. Like, you know what the boars are, but whatever happened here was sort of beyond what you've learned. Still looking at things, thinking back to sort of the balloon-like creature, you think that that's some sort of creature that normally goes around and, like, pollinates things normally? Helps the growth of a forest, but this is some sort of corrupted version of it.
So possibly there's going to be more of this further in.
Potentially. And looking at the armor, it's difficult, but you can see like some moss that predates this stuff towards the top that hasn't quite burned yet. So you think at some point this statue may have been moss covered. or this armor, I should say.
Okay, and I point this stuff out to the others. Like, so this creature, this balloon thing, it's actually like a pollinator. It usually helps forests grow big and strong. Something corrupted it. I'm thinking something's further in here, so maybe we can continue following the path, find a safe place to set up camp.
I would prefer if
I
we
think
would.
so. I think so. I think this is not the source of the corruption.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I think
We should
that-
set up camp out here so we don't have to lose any progress.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose.
Uh,
In any case, I will try to alchemically test this stuff using my alchemist tools to try and see how mundane this fungus is, if it's like magically resistant or anything.
Okay, make a int check, and you can add your proficiency modifier since you're using your tools.
An 8.
Yeah, you've never worked with anything like this before, so it's. I mean, it burns fine. You can kind of tell that much, but not much more than that.
Okay, I clean off my tools, and then I take out a small obsidian necklace and begin examining it, whispering things to it in Draconic.
Oh, you have a
As
cool
we-
necklace too, huh?
Yes, it was a gift to me from my sister. He comes from the volcano that dominates the center of our home.
The place you come from sounds pretty freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
I say
Well,
we
very-
head there at some point, huh?
Yes, I agree.
We're-
I'm
Are
going
you-
to cook us some food.
Okay.
You would,
I have cooking utensils. They let us get 1 extra hit point when we rest.
Okay.
Like a temporary hit
What are you
point?
cooking?
Like when you heal.
What are you cooking?
I'd probably just have some rations and stuff. I'd probably cook like just a nice hearty stew.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of just look around while y'all are setting up camp. I'm not great at that.
Mhm.
See if I can find some berries, because like even if we can, any extra money is probably good. Gio and I are hurting a little bit.
my assistance
I
is
am
very
good at looking for food in the wilderness. I can feed all of us if it's available.
See, I have something for you. Come here.
Say, yeah, come right over there. The bad guy. I do finger guns as I walk over.
He would pull out a amulet. It looks like stone, crudely carven, with kind of a wooden string going around it. You saved me from being poisoned by going out in front. You've been a friend for around a year. I appreciate this. And he would offer the amulet over. The amulet itself has an image of like a wheel on it carved into it.
Yeah, man. Thanks, Gio. Giovanni. It's appreciate it, man. I'll put it on. Yeah.
Oh, you guys have been
Put
traveling
it on
together.
over me. And so now I have this jade arrowhead and this stone carving.
Mm-hmm.
You have all been traveling together for a year.
What was that?
You said a year. You've all been traveling together for a year. That's very nice. Where are you all from? I mean, originally.
Just one moment. I want to continue this conversation. Before
He doesn't mean any awkwardness. He's just very intense.
You see, it's okay.
In any case, it's all right if the amulet breaks. Do not lose it or allow it to be stolen. I can only make 8 of these amulets. The amulet communicates to someone like me that you are under my protection. So, because I'm not very powerful, it's not as valuable. But it may be a curiosity for someone who is more powerful. So they may spare your life.
Interesting.
Tell me
No.
if you give it away.
I won't give it away. That would you just told me not to give it away, not to let it be stolen.
But
Not
perhaps
like-
there's someone you'd want to keep safe that you'd hand the amulet off to. If you do so, let me know.
Will do, Gio. Thanks, man. Ah, I've got a lot of real cool fucking necklaces.
You have a collection.
I do.
I only have the one, but it has a wonderful story to it.
All right, what were you saying?
I was asking you where you're from. I just wish to get to know you all, that's all.
We are from Sin City. Have you heard of it?
Have I heard of it?
Make an int skill check for me.
In skills, so with proficiency or just int?
No proficiency, just an int check.
12?
12. It rings a bell, but you don't know anything specific. You've heard of it before.
Vaguely, some of the sailors that come through my home, they say the words, but I do not know anything about it.
On the southern continent, on the west side, there is a city on a port. One of the largest cities on the continent. It is ruled by different mafias.
Sounds like an unfortunate place for some kinds of people.
Unfortunate for most, fortunate for some.
I come from Dylan Twan. He's I don't. You've probably heard of it if you sail at all, but it is in the southeast, kind of at the edge of the isles of our hemisphere. It's very warm. It is very temperate, and the people are the same. We are also some of the most brilliant shipwrights and engineers that are in the world.
Interesting.
Good to know.
That is something that I'm always looking to learn new things. Is there somebody there who could teach me about shipwright stuff?
My sister has invented an entirely new kind of hull. And she doesn't even have the job yet. She did that just on her own.
Your sister sounds impressive.
Well, she is. But, she's cursed in a way. You'll see, at some point I'm going to come back, and then she will no longer be the best on the island.
I see.
I appreciate your pride.
Well, I am here to develop myself. You see, I studied outside of the home. There is a adoptive family of a sort. His name is Marseille. He's a transmuter. He is a powerful wizard and my personal teacher. And he sent me out to become a full wizard, as it were. Gain experience of the world as it is. Not just in his books.
So it seems what you are looking for is power.
Oh yes, some. But power in the will to use it for the right things.
Good to know.
Power of my own,
Yeah.
really. Power not given to me, but something I built.
Hey, some food and
We're losing you.
tell you
Yeah,
what's
audio-wise.
good.
Yeah, I didn't catch that, sorry.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
You can hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I say, hey Johnny, you wanna go find some food and maybe berries? I'll go with you, and that way I could maybe help us find stuff that's not poisonous.
Absolutely, I would like to go with you.
Okay.
In the meantime, Gio, let me tell you the story of how my sister and I got grounded for getting this necklace from the mouth of the volcano.
I'll listen.
Okay, so I'll need survival check from the grouping that's going out to the forest.
Let me check something.
Go on.
I believe. Yes. My background lets me find food and fresh water for myself and up to 5 other people each day.
Okay. So as you guys are out walking, the
I'm
river
just
sort
using
of
nature to tell us what's poison and what's not.
sure.
Yeah.
You're walking alongside the river, sort of. It's calm before it gets to this bridge, and as Jeanette looking down, you kind of clock your own reflection. Um, still sort of looking down into the riverbed as well to see if there's any sort of fish or the like. You kind of catch over your shoulder just a bit of a haze or a fog that, when you kind of glance up, isn't there. But you would hear, I like this one.
Oh, you like him. I lean down and say to the water. I like this small man too.
Are you talking to the water right now?
I am talking to the friends. The fish. Yes, the fish.
Ah, I see. Yes.
Furbolgs have great tongues with fish. And
I
those
see.
animals.
I did not know that from my books. But
Know
books
that
are
from the
pretty
books.
cool.
The fish say they like you.
Oh, very cool. Tell the fish I like them for dinner. Actually, don't say that. That's probably rude.
Rude to say. But we can have one for dinner. I don't mind. They may talk, but they're tasty.
Yeah.
Team Fireside Storytelling. How in depth are you going in with your story?
Pretty in depth. I'm using like prestidigitation and Mage Hand as special effects. Bouncing the rock, then doing fireworks underneath it for the magma popping. As I tell the story of how, like, basically to escape chores and some awkward social engagements, his sister and him, leapt out of a window and ran to a volcano where they knew that the socialites wouldn't follow them. And as they were there, they started, like, they found, like, an active magma flow that had broken out and found some shards of obsidian from the explosion and made necklaces for both of them.
Cool.
Sort of squint and think about that. Where do you think the obsidian came from?
Well, inside the volcano, it is one of the most fearsome volcanoes that we know of. It comes from deep within. My family actually has a relationship with magic and spirits within. I could have been a sorcerer, but I preferred study.
Curious. If I get the chance, I would quite like some obsidian.
I could. Next time I am home, I could procure you some. It would just depend on how much you want.
Not much. Enough to make a few tools.
That would be doable, although they would probably ask that we gather it ourselves. It is dangerous to go that close to the volcano unless you are very familiar and have a good relationship with it. It is a character. It is like someone you are dating. It has moods and quite a temper.
Perhaps you and I can go there, as you seem to have made a friend.
Perhaps. But we would want to be more far along in our development. It was a stupid idea to go there when I did. It could have very easily melted me and my sister.
I see.
About this time, the other group arrives with a few fish, enough to eat.
So they see the like special effects concluding as I catch the necklace and start blowing at it and studying it again.
Oh, I guess for the group here. I cannot be poisoned, or rather, it is against my religion to be poisoned. I will avoid it more than most.
Alright.
Don't take it personally.
No.
So no drinking, for instance.
No drinking. My body is a temple.
This is respectable, even if I do not follow it myself.
So you said about preparing the fish, getting that extra 1 hit point for
Yeah.
snackos. And after you sort of concluded that,
Bravo has one little trick to do for everyone. He'll take out some crackers, some soft bread or something. We've been talking of my home some, so I wanted to give you all a taste of home. And he will use prestidigitation to make it taste like a really hearty gumbo and give them all a taste of it.
I fight it.
yeah, I mean, it's an imitation of some pretty decent gumbo.
It is very strange to eat.
Traditionally,
Very strange to eat. I taste chicken, I taste spicy, I taste all these things, but it's only one texture.
yes, traditionally it is a more complex dish, but as you all new friends of mine, I wanted to welcome you in a sense.
Are we friends already?
Anyone that you are willing to fight corrupted armor with is a friend for that duration, even if afterwards you become strangers again.
I am not certain.
Well, that
I
is your
think
problem.
I am not certain either, but I do appreciate fighting haunted armor with you.
I think that we have a good thing going so far. Nothing wrong with speaking amicably with the people you just met. Especially when you're working together, keeps
Absolutely.
keeps the doldrums away.
In any case, I'll
What
take
is
some
a
first
doldrum?
watch.
Yeah, doldrum is like boredom.
I see.
Yes,
There used to be a
it's
lot of
like
that in my life.
yes, boredom, the sadness, all the things that make Mid-City City kind of dreary most days.
I
Those
know
were
what doldrums
doldrums.
are. She says, sitting down aggressively. They are little fey creatures that crawl into your head and make you really, really bored. And then you turn gray and die.
That is more. That's more intense than I've ever heard in my entire fucking life.
They crawl
But I
into
like
your
that
head and they
explanation
play
better.
their little drums. They're called drums, and they get into your little head, and you hear the drumming, and it's really droning.
So you're a bard, yes? Perhaps we should make a show about that. I could use my prestidigitation, and you could use the music, and we can make a play about these doldrums.
No.
Oh, well, okay. I will make it myself then. Anyway,
Nope.
I will take the first watch. I need uninterrupted sleep to recover my magical energy, so I should take first, I think.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are planning on spending the night in the forest.
I think so.
Okay.
Avelia, we sleep
Solutions.
for now. Patrol.
I'll
I
run
think
it
that
with
I
the
don't
latest
need to
thought,
sleep.
like the darkest watch.
I think I don't sleep. I just trance, but I could be wrong.
I think half elves sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just the full elves that trance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll take whichever watch I'm given. I'm fine with seeing in the dark.
I would take a watch. Honestly, I would. But the chances of me catching something are almost zero.
Okay, well, we could do a 3-shift system. I'll take first. Seems like Ajinat wants the darkest, so second. And then our friend, our companion,
I think
Gio.
Geo knows that I'm just trying to get out of it. Like I
I'll-
pull
I
this
don't
all the
know.
time.
Yeah, I won't. I won't call his bluff.
Okay.
Then our comrade, Gio, could take morning if he's okay with that.
Mm-hmm. I will take the morning.
Okay. So just perception check for each person doing the watch. Starting from Bravo, then going to Ajanet, and then to Geo.
You just. What are you doing with your key?
All right. So, okay. So you guys have already done yours. Okay.
Okay.
9.
So for first watch, there's like
And my bird.
and the burb. Yeah, so sort of sitting in as it starts to get dark, and you can start to see sort of the moonlight beaming through this, almost like a canyon in the cliff, in the canopy, from where this spores have sort of traveled up and shriveled the plant life. It's fairly quiet. You can hear the sounds of water trickling past and occasional movement in the brush. But nothing seems to bother you. And
I gently wake up Ashnette with a little bit of heated tea.
Good morning, thank you.
I'm going to sleep now.
Good night.
okay,
I take
Ajanet?
this time to talk to my friend.
Sure. What's the conversation?
I would talk about it's very strange how this forest is, and it's also very strange traveling with people again. I know you like Seal, but what do you think about the other two?
The blue one reminds me of someone. Hard to recall. It's been some time. And what's the other one? The with the
Bravo.
bird. I miss birds. You're beating the hell out of your microphone by moving that thing back and forth.
I could go try to talk to Bird a little bit more so you can hear it.
Oh, well, that would be fine. The thing I miss most about birds is watching them fly.
That is very fun. I missed it a lot when I was underground too.
Well, no matter. I'm sure the sky and me will once more be united.
Absolutely.
And perhaps then that Sil you said could play a tune.
What kind of music do you like?
It's... Honestly, I can imagine waltzing music. I think I waltzed once.
Okay. I'll try to request that next time he asks.
Very well, my dear.
And would take normal watch.
Okay. Nothing seems to bother you on your watch.
Good.
Would then
Wake
be...
up, Gio.
Yeah.
You're done, Gio.
He would nod and assume his post. I will watch over you.
Thank you.
Okay. So with the 9, looking around, checking, you can hear ever so slightly from deeper in the forest the sounds of movement, but it seems a little melodic, rhythmic, slow, and seems to get sort of gradually further off.
Okay. Furrow brow at that, but as long as it's getting further off, I'm not waking up the group.
Okay. But with that, you would start to see sunlight start streaming through the canopy, sparkling off the river nearby. You would think it's about time to start waking the friends.
Will do. He's not exactly ceremonial with doing it. Just kind of grabbing your shoulder and shaking you. It is time.
It's time to go on about, yes.
Yes, it's time for the morning song. Everybody wake up, wake up, wake up. Everybody wake up, wake up, wake up. That's it.
Thank you. I actually have a request. So you're
Oh,
wiping face.
You have requests.
I want to waltz.
Come in. You want a waltz?
No.
All right. Let's do just a little minute waltz, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And I play the minute waltz, or also as known as the Blue Danube.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, kind of it's kind of got that 3/4 time sort of beat and tune with it. Yeah, bit of a jaunty tune.
You see that he's he's equipping his stuff. He has full tattoos from his collarbone to like down his torso, and in most of his shoulders and upper arm. Also, his hair is much longer than it looks like. It looks like he kind of usually kind of wraps and braids it up. And you see that there's small beads in it.
I like your tattoos.
Oh, thank you. If you look, there are ancient lettering across my body. Some of these in an old city I studied in. Was they tell stories?
Curious.
Tell stories of good men who do powerful things.
In the morning, how's my armor looking?
It's like sitting over burnt out coals at this point. All of sort of the fungus type stuff has been burned off. It also is like not quite cherry hot, but has a glow that might indicate to you there's some heat on it.
Okay, pour some water on it and give it time to cool off. Metal doesn't cool off just like that.
Yep.
No, you want to be careful that you do not warp the metal with how you pour. Just a thought.
You would shrug.
Okay. You're able to cool off the metal over the course of maybe 15 minutes or so.
Okay. Once that's done, he'll take some cord and string the pieces of armor together.
Okay.
How heavy is this suit of armor? Geo isn't super strong. He's also not wearing that much.
I would say like 40 pounds.
Okay, I'm still with my stuff. I'm still in the clear. So he'll, with the rope tied through the stuff, tie it onto his back.
Okay. So
Along with the boar hide.
travel deeper, try to find people.
Mm-hmm. Try to find the source,
Try to find the source, try to find things to be done.
perhaps.
Okay. So you all start heading further into the forest.
Mhm.
What is the marching order, and how are you proceeding?
I am first. And I'm going to go probably try to find a little bit of the origin of where the creatures we fought yesterday came from.
Okay. So, like, following their pathing?
Yeah.
Okay, you know that you followed their path here, so the sort of the start of that would be further back.
Yeah, it would be further back. So probably just try to find where they were going a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we follow where they were going.
All right, so you sort of continue across this rope bridge.
I'll assist.
And every so often, I'll send the bird ahead just to start out.
Okay. So again, I'm not really sure that this is.
Marching order: Johnny, me,
Wandering.
Bravo, then Geo. Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds right.
I would be on the lookout for any trails or anything like that, but
Yeah. So it's probably perception is more applicable since you are not like tracking. You're just sort of
It's
searching
14.
around. Yeah. 17 for a total
Should
of
I,
what? What are you saying?
should I roll investigation to try and see signs of the blight, like relative, like more over here, less over here, old stuff?
I'm not sure what you're asking. Like looking to the forest to see if it's been blighted before?
Well, right. So we're moving through the forest, and if we like are in an area of more blight, and there's more blight that way than there is that way, investigation to notice the like relative signs of blight in this area in the area as we go. Like,
I'll allow you to make an investigation check. Just as you sort of search.
It's an 8.
Yeah. So with the 20, looking around, you start to see like traveling a certain. You once again sort of meet back up with the river that's curved around to sort of meet you in a sense, and with a really deep eye on this river, you can see like starting like little streaks of this like purplish liquid mixed into it. Sort of moving downriver, like towards the town of Mistorn. Sort of the way you came, the river is heading in that direction. But you can see that there's these elements of like purple liquid in it.
there's little purple bits in the river.
That is a problem. This river feeds into the town.
Absolutely. So follow it upstream.
Mm-hmm.
Should we perhaps warn the town?
No. We push on.
We could do both. I could send a Villiers with a simple message to the tavern and then back along the river.
Perhaps. You will
If
do
you-
that. That will be fine.
The bird can go.
I'll write a quick note now. Villiers is much faster than we are, so hopefully they can find us along the river. If not, they will go back to the tavern. But hopefully. And then I'll give it to Al.
Yeah, so they'll take the note in their mouth before kind of and taking off up through this canopy and sort of flying now northwestern as you guys start to track the river further on. Make another perception check as you sort of continue to travel following. Actually, it'll be survival at this point since you're tracking the river, sort of following the curve of it.
Am I being helped?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll help you.
All right. Cool.
Okay, so 19, following the river, it's not super difficult. You can see sort of tracks here and there of creatures that have come and sort of drank from this river. So you imagine it's fresh water from, if not, there would be, signs. As you sort of follow it forward, you briefly come to a point where, once again, you're intersecting with this sort of, caved in canopy from where you imagine this sort of spore blight has traveled. And you see 3 more have sort of congregated up onto the top of this, like, hill-like structure.
Same we found.
I think we have. Perhaps we should focus on exploding the balloons first.
All right. From far away, explode the balloons. I
From far
understand.
away. And I pull out my crossbow.
Antoinette would pull out javelins.
Okay. So, how do you sort of go about traversing this? It's a pretty big hill, and as you have come to the side of it, you can see that the river seems to be like spilling out of the side of it, almost in like a constructed way. Like there is a stone, like half circle that the water is coming from.
Could you use the trick you used earlier to rise from the ground? Perhaps put a rope in a higher position that we can climb?
Could also just lift the end of the rope up to that place and then over, so it loops over.
Yes.
And I'll take my rope and I'll use Mage Hand to just kind of guide it over through the loops.
Through the loops.
Well, like, yeah. So, is there anything up there I could hook the rope around?
There's trees. You don't know you're not up there. It's like a hill that's got forest life sort of all around it.
Okay, so a tree. I could loop the rope around a tree.
So this isn't a sheer cliff. We could just walk up it. It's a hill.
Well, from the side that you're on, it's not it's above a 45-degree angle to climb. It would be quite difficult to climb. You haven't been all the way around it, and you haven't really surveyed it. You're just trying to, at this point, throw a rope over a tree somewhere near where you think the top is.
Makes sense.
I can only use that trick once in the day is a problem. So if we get into a fight,
I understand.
I see.
I think what I could do is I could. Is my bird back yet?
No.
It's okay, I can climb. I
There
can
we go.
try. And I'll put rope up there.
Here's my rope.
Okay.
Thank you.
Make an athletics check as you start to climb this pretty steep hill.
Let's do it. 21!
Yeah, 21. This is easy. You're used to traversing hills. This isn't. This hill is 99 problems, but a hill ain't one. So you sort of like scale it and get to the top and start to sort of take in the view in front of you. It seems to be like ruins of some kind. On one lip, there's like an overhang into this. What now you see is just a large bowl, more or less. Then on the other side, a staircase that leads down sort of into the water of this bowl. Parts of it have fallen out over time from like decay or just erosion. On the far side of that platform is a like half circle door type looking wall.
Tie the rope off and drop it down try to find like a sturdy tree.
Okay.
I will attempt to climb up. I would appreciate some assistance.
I'll try to assist people.
Okay.
Sure. So you can roll with advantage, and it's a fairly easy check with the rope to sort of as you get tugged up.
Okay, 17.
17. Yeah, you get pulled up without much trouble.
I guess I will go next. I would also appreciate assistance.
I am assisting you. Assistant.
15.
There we go.
Okay. 16. You are pulled up without much trouble.
Oh, my dear friend Seal.
Still being nothing but consistent. Yeah, you're having trouble pulling Syl up. Kind of the first one you tug and tug, but like all you can hear from the other end of the rope is like a la da da da, just like
Seal, please. Pay attention.
Is there any way that I could use acrobatics instead of athletics for this?
yeah, you could. Just to do some
Okay.
flippy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please. There.
Yeah, 16 will do. So you eventually tug Syl up, making your way sort of to the edge of this water, sort of bowl type shape. Let me move you guys to a map.
Map.
The map.
If there's a lot of them, I'm just gonna run in there and explode real quick. Oh, get it out.
Okay. Good
That's
call
both
out.
around. And by a lot of them, I mean more than 4. And they're all within 15 feet of each other.
But they explode too.
Well, then
That's
you
all.
go-
That's fine. I can't be double poisoned.
What?
Yeah, that reminds me. Roll 2 Constitution saving throws for me.
Who? Who?
Still. After the second hour, about this time, you're no longer poisoned. You get over. You
Okay.
like kind of hack out the last bit of whatever it was.
Perfect.
So let me know if you guys can see it.
Yep.
Can see the map. Cannot see if there are enemies. Cannot see those.
This looks a lot like a boss arena.
So just to describe it, just to update, this is kind of a thing here, and this is about 20 feet down. You think originally there was a staircase of some kind, but it's
Yep.
sort of fallen into disrepair. It also is about 40 feet down, and it's just water that kind of has this like purple, almost like when you see oil on like the top of a surface of water. It's kind of filmy and a little rainbowy in the sun.
I will remember this for writing songs. The Rainbow Lake of Poison. Yes. Yes.
I see. Where are the floating orbs?
Well, from what Syl said, those were corrupted creatures from the forest itself. I would assume the source was not in fact the orb, but whatever corrupted the orb.
You can see pathways of 4 leading from this area that branch out in what seems to be cardinal directions. But you don't see any here. So you don't know if that means that they went into the water or they came from here and went out.
I toss a rock into the water.
Okay. You toss it out and kind of... And you see it slowly disappear underneath the surface.
Let's see if this burns. Light a torch, toss it down.
And the torch is made of wood, so it floats, but the fire's like and goes out.
Okay.
Gross.
And you can see it start to like drift towards your side of the sort of bowl and disappear underneath you.
I will try speaking in primordial and asking if anything wishes to come out and reveal itself.
Yep. So Brevos stands out, speaks some odd language, but nothing seems to come forth.
In terms of what this water is, this the only source of the river we walked down, or is this just like an offshoot?
You follow the river pretty closely. There was at that one point where you lost the river briefly, but as far as you can understand, you think the river is coming from this place.
Okay.
And that tree there, is that tree like a source of the river? Is it a spring, or is that just incidental to the area?
Which tree?
The one in the north. The really big, big roots that we see.
You're not really sure. It just seems to be a tree. You don't see anything that's like especially tree-y about it.
Okay.
You can just see points where the roots have reached out for something and found nothing.
Okay, I'll start surveying the area, seeing if I can see any markings or anything to do with Arcana or history on to try and figure out the significance of this place. Someone built something here, so I assume this place was significant somehow.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Still is trying to find anything that might point him to this being a location related to the golden progression, because he's obsessed.
Sure.
22.
22, looking around, there's like some pedestals that are like roughly here-ish that have been pretty worn down and broken. But you do see on this sort of shape here that there are some symbols sort of going around this half circle area. It's hard to tell from here exactly what they are, but they briefly catch your eyes.
This is some kind of shrine. There are symbols over there.
I look at the symbols. Do I recognize them?
You would have no special recognition. I would say, 22 is high enough. You also see that there's these two pedestal type things here. You're not sure, but you can see like the edges of them are a bit grooved as if they have moved at some point.
I'll also look at the symbols to see if they're familiar.
Okay. Yep, looking at them doesn't necessarily call to you in any way.
Okay.
Those pedestals have moved. I think I
Do
need
they-
to go.
Do they look like anything that I've read about in researching golden progression at all?
No?
No? All right.
Those
I got no
pedestals,
idea, guys.
those pedestals have moved. I think I'm going to go over there and try to figure out what that shrine has done. It seems to have moved recently, but looking at the grooves on the floor, so I think that is related somehow.
Other.
And I go back to the process of trying to like sidle around here and clamber over there slowly and carefully.
Yeah, that was a little robot-y. I think I get the gist that you're trying to like make your way around the bowl.
Yeah, very carefully.
Okay.
No rush.
Okay. Just make just a dexterity check for me as you travel across.
Okay.
Okay. So you're sort of scooting your way across, making your way, and about here you lose your footing. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw this time. You are trying to catch yourself.
Now there is something below me. There.
There is stuff below you, yeah.
You might be yeeted.
Okay. if that's not enough, I do have Featherfall, which is a reaction.
Okay, that would not be enough. You kind of reach out for a root, but you kind of and miss it as you start to fall down.
Oops.
Ophelia.
Okay.
I cast Featherfall, and then calmly.
Yeah, you cast Featherfall and kind of around you as you are falling into this pit, but slowly.
And then I'll more carefully like get footing, get something to hold on to again, and like.
It's pretty sheer. Like you might be able to catch onto this thing, this sort of platform here, but like you can't like get back up. You're already down like 10 feet.
I suppose I will have to use my trick after all.
No, you save it. Just if you can catch that rock over there, then we can get over there too.
Yes, I will catch that rock carefully and slowly. Just catch rock.
Okay, yeah, easy enough. You kind of pull yourself up onto this small platform here.
Then I will continue trying to carefully make a way like onto more sure footing.
Okay.
Scylla's going to follow with acrobatics if allowed.
Sure. So you just trying to like leap across, or are you trying to?
I'm going. I'm gonna go kind of take the same route, but I'm doing like tightrope walking kind of acrobatics.
Okay,
And
I'll
then,
allow an acrobatics check for it to traverse across.
Okay.
Six seemed to be enough. You were able to sort of make your way around and over here onto this rock.
Yeah, catch this rope and help pull me back up.
Okay. I not the strongest person. I don't know if you noticed, but I'll try.
Throw the rope up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll try to pull him up, I guess.
Gotcha.
So an assisted roll?
Yeah. What are you two doing in the meantime?
I'm checking out this pedestal and just kind of checking out this ledge.
Yeah. There's something almost comforting of like standing on the edge of this, hearing the water trickling deep below and just kind of closing your eyes for a moment. But you're not sure what stood here before, what rituals may have been performed, but there's some significance to it.
Looking up, would this place have like good view of the sky?
There's a perfect hole in the sky, like through the canopy to the sky here.
I'll reflect on that for a bit.
I will roll my 2d20.
Sure. Ajanette, what are you up to?
I'll go down here.
Okay.
I take a scoop, like put just a mug into the thing and take it out.
It's about 40 feet down, just to remind you.
Yeah, I'll put it on some rope, take a scoop.
Okay. Yeah, so lowering it down, then pulling it back up.
I'm trying to see how deep like the oil is compared to like the water.
Sure. How much?
So like a pint?
Yes. So, I mean, you kind of dunk it and pull it back out. Looking into the cup seems pretty intermixed.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to be like a layer on top. It just, you think it's a mixture.
Okay.
And I continue making my way around whenever it becomes doable.
Okay. Would you like to use acrobatics to do so?
Sure.
Yeah.
Can I roll a save to try to catch him?
I'll allow it, but on a failure, you will be joining.
Yeah, no. I will just use Featherfall, like...
Okay.
Please pull me back up.
I think maybe you. Listen. I think maybe you stay there until we're done. But okay, I throw the rope back down.
Well, I'm falling very slowly, so you just need to kind of like.
It's 40 feet down.
Mm-hmm. So, like,
Sorry.
your ledge is 40 feet above it. This ledge is like 20 feet above it.
See, there's like stairs and stuff going down.
Like, yeah, this used to be a staircase that spiraled down to the other side.
Okay. So wait, this is higher.
No, that is
there's a wall
lower.
that's higher.
No.
No.
So
Well, like, okay, the hole, is it completely across equal?
The water level's at the same height.
The water level's at the same height. This
Right.
is lower.
Correct.
Is this the
Yes.
same?
Oh, like is there the wall on the opposite side the same height?
Right.
Like-
Yeah. So like let's say that this is 40 feet above the water. The top is 40 feet above. Is 20 feet above this, which is 20 feet above the water. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, like this is like.
So like this is
Yeah,
the same height as what
straight
you
across.
guys are at.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is 20. This is 20 feet further down.
Okay, that's 20 feet further down, and from the water, how tall is that? Like,
So from the water to the far platform is 20 feet. From the water to this, it's 40 feet in vertical height.
sorry. Oh,
So you're on-
shit, taking hard.
So you're on the second floor. The pedestals I'm trying to get to are on the first floor, and the water's the basement.
Gio, have you ever ziplined before?
What?
Furrow brow. No.
I have. It is quite fun way to get somewhere fast.
I think you have to have a rope tied to both ends.
Oh, yes, you do.
I'm working on that.
I mean, they're working on that, so
Mhm.
maybe. But I could also just throw a javelin really, really hard.
Hard enough that it will support your weight.
Maybe.
Giovanni would shrug. I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy just to see if magic has any influence. And the manifestation of Thaumaturgy I'm going to do is like Giovanni will stomp 1 foot and it'll make like a small tremor.
Okay. So you kind of stomp your foot. You see like kind of a come afterwards, and a few rocks kind of bloop, bloop, bloop off the platform you're on.
But no response.
No response.
Meanwhile, I carefully make my way around.
You get pulled back up once more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every time I think I'm out.
It pulls me back in. All right, roll your acro check. Or athletics, if you would prefer.
The same thing. Levitate.
Well,
You cast
no,
levitate.
don't do it.
Yeah,
You just
I
stay
just
there,
do it.
man. Don't listen.
Do it.
Fuck.
I cast levitate and I just float over here.
Okay, sounds good.
You gave
think-
up!
I don't think levitate allows you to move horizontally.
It
So
doesn't.
you can push off the wall and
Yeah,
glide.
exactly. You can push off the wall and just slowly coast, or like Syl
Yeah.
could just like, and he'd get there like at some point. Yeah, so pushing off the wall, you kind of coast across.
Yeah, like an
The
astronaut.
sun, yeah, like an astronaut, the sun just like coming down in a column in this area as he floats across. But your feet touch down the other side.
Yeah.
Right.
Chill is less like, okay, fine, fuck it. And then he's just going to go all the way around. Like,
Will you catch the rope if we throw it?
Yes.
Right. With like I tie a rope to a rock and I toss it on over.
Okay.
catch it with Mage Hand. Then I just tie it to like to the strongest thicket of roots I can manage.
Yeah. Just roll a deck check to see if you're able to kind of catch the rock. Yeah, so you go to put the Mage Hand out, and the rock's like boom, into the water
Sil
below.
is going to be like, Sil sees this like, seriously, I waited for you. You couldn't.
Tell me what you
Make
find.
your
over
acro
there.
check.
Do your thing.
Yeah. So with that, you're able to kind of like make your way to here without much trouble. Just sort of like tiptoeing and like walking over roots carefully. It's about 20 feet down from where you are. This is about 10 feet down.
I use Mage Hand to just lift the rope up and then get it back and tie it.
Okay. The end's pretty goopy. A little gross.
Yeah. Still ties the rope that he has in his hand to a bolt and aims it at a point that's slightly higher than where Ajanet is, and just fires it off like that after tying the other end to a tree.
Okay. So you now have 2 ropes. One of them is attached to a bolt that is slowly like falling down the stairs behind you.
Catch the rope so it doesn't fall and we don't lose rope.
You got 2 ropes.
And I've got one of them actually tied off, and then I set
No,
up my
one of mine is tied off.
They're both tied off.
Yeah.
Tell me what you find over there.
Uh-huh.
I start setting up my tools to
You see
examine
how
the
much
site.
easier this would have been if you had just waited.
I tie the ropes off.
I guess
I can't control this. I keep rolling ones.
a lot of ones. Still, how are you getting down from there, just as a question? Because it is 20 feet down.
It looks like there's a lot of like little broken bits. Can I like use acro to hop?
Yeah, I'll allow an acro check if you want to try to hop to here and then hop down.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. Yeah, so your confidence gets
I'm going to
little,
take some fall damage.
takes a little bit of the best of you as you, like a root is around your foot and you kind of, and you're just going head first. You kind of bounce off this platform, bounce to here. You'll take 6 points of damage as you're kind of like onto the stairs on the other side.
If you had only waited, I was tying off ropes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you
Anyway.
now have 2 ropes tied off.
So many ropes.
Still casts a healing word on himself.
Okay.
Bravo is setting up his arcane tools, his notes. He's like comparing things.
Okay. What kind of experiments are you performing? And the crew on the other side, are you using these ropes?
I'm staying
No.
over on this side.
Just this moment. I want to make sure, like, how do I say it? I don't get fucking stuck over there.
Mm-hmm.
The experiments I'm performing. One of the things I'm doing is I'm like using the paper to get the exact diagram of the ritual setup, with like representations of each stone, copying down the symbols that are in the center one to examine them,
Okay.
charcoaling the site. If there's any checks I could make immediately, I would prefer to do them with assistance, but I don't know if Syl is interested in assisting.
You see all of his implements out.
Yeah. On
I don't know why.
on my end, I'd like to see if this site has any religious significance. I'd like to try and understand that aspect of it, if there
Okay.
is some.
So, a Arcana check from Bravo sounds like it's unassisted, and then a religion from Geo.
Arcana.
So-
I can assist Arcana, but I was going to try a history check.
Natural 20 for a 23 on this religion check.
Nice. So, looking around, you're a bit of a religious scholar yourself. Sort of keeping eyes on it. The first thing that occurs to you is there's the way that this is made, that the sun comes right down through the center, has to be significant in some way. You know, sort of going through, you know that there's like a lot of gods that have to do with like forests, or at least some number of them, but the way that this is like almost a reflecting pool, if not for the darker ichor, you think it's Helios related. And also you think that it was well maintained at some point. So it's a long time ago.
Giovanni would roll his eyes and give a sigh. It is a temple to Helios.
If you knew that the entire time, why have you waited so long to say anything?
I had to study it to know. He would say, looking around, I think it was intended to show Helios's face back to themselves. Bit of a mirror. Arrogant prick.
Your Arcana check?
Okay, it's unassisted, so
It is assisted. Can you not hear me?
I think
No,
I think you
It
had
is
said that.
assisted.
Okay.
finally, goddamn, 23.
Okay. 23. You think if these two pedestals are weighted down, that the door should open. This sort of wall behind you should raise up. You're able to sort of suss that out between the investigation you made earlier that has these grooves on these pedestals, and you think it'll allow entrance into this temple to Helios, like Gio said.
This is the door. If we want to weigh down these pedestals, it will open.
All right. I'll join them on the other side.
Okay, I have a harness, climbing harness. Try to get yourself on the other side, I guess.
Okay, so are you giving the harness to Gio, or are you using it yourself?
I have a plan. I use it myself first.
Okay.
And I use it to zip line on over. 20 feet drop, 50 feet this way. That's not too bit of an incline.
Yeah, you get a little speed going towards the end, but it's nothing catastrophic as you sort of
And
fumble
then
towards the end.
Untake the harness. I wrap it onto a javelin, and I'm like, itch, and I toss it across.
Okay. Yeah, Gio, make a dex check.
14.
That's enough. It's thrown in like a underhanded way to make it easier to catch. So you kind of catch it out of the air. You're able to take the harness off of it and sort of get yourself strapped in as necessary before sliding down.
A little uncomfortable putting it on, but he'll do so. Get on, slide down.
Okay. For the two that
it off.
aren't messing with harnesses, I'd like a perception check.
Oh my god.
Yeah, things are great here. So a total of a 5 for Syl, and a natural one once more for a 3 for Bravo.
I mean, this is the worst luck I've seen any character exude.
Yeah, it's
First 2 rolls of the game. First
That's
3,
right.
actually.
yeah. So good news. Today's a really nice day. Looking around, kind of enjoying nature. It's nice. Gio slides down.
Yep. Gio will take the suit of armor off of his back and will use it to weigh down this pedestal. I want to take this back when we exit.
Okay.
So setting the armor on it, there's kind of a as it sort of slowly depresses from the weight of the armor.
Can we take an hour here, just so I can recover some of my energies?
Furrow brow. They're going to come back. We have to keep moving.
Fair enough.
So we gotta get this other pedestal pressed in. How about let's just see how much weight it takes. And still jumps on the pedestal.
Yeah, so as you jump on it, it falls down, and the door behind you would start to like go down into the floor.
All right. Let me see. Now I will get off.
As you get off, the pedestal back up, and the door
I
would.
I unhook my viol from my back because I kind of carry my loot in my hand, but I keep my viol strapped to my back.
Yeah, a viol weighs what, like 5 pounds, 10 pounds?
Yeah,
Yeah, placing it on there doesn't budge.
doesn't budge. Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, if we're going to come back here, hopefully, I put my cooking utensils on there. It's 8 pounds. See if it moves.
Placing them
With
on
the
top.
viola on there.
Put the viola in the cooking pot.
Yes.
It kind of shifts a little bit, but it's not quite there. Since Gio is not messing with this, I'd like him to make a perception check.
3.
Okay.
One thing I would check looking up, how close is it to noon? Because I imagine it like shines straight down at noon.
It's about 10:30, 11-ish from the way that the sun is just a little off.
Okay.
I will put 10 torches on the pedestal.
10
A
pounds.
bundle. 10
Okay.
pounds.
You place them on the pedestal, and as you all sort of look up as the door starts to go down, shadows are cast from a number of figures that just seem to appear out of nowhere on the other side.
Look at you.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so there is 3 of these. One of these knights, though, these armors, is bigger than the others, much bigger. And they are, like, making their way towards you.
Okay.
Prepare to retreat into the temple.
Yeah, so as the pedestal... The door... into the floor.
I am out of magic, and I am not very good at fighting.
Understood. Get inside temple.
Okay.
Okay. And as...
And grab one of the torches as soon as we're in.
Well,
It closes
what I
behind
do
us.
is I tie a rope to the pot, and that's full of torches. And once they're inside, I pull it.
Same with the suit of armor.
Okay. Just make strength checks for me for the armor as you're like tugging it as the door's coming up to try and tug this 50-pound set of armor in before the door closes.
6.
Yeah, so like yeah, it gets to the point where you get to the door and the door's like about halfway closed, and like as you pull it, you see the glint of steel before the door.
No, it's mine. He would say, pulling at it.
You would pull and you'd get the rope back, frayed. And as
Sorry.
the 4 of you stand in total darkness, we will end our first session.
Yay.
Oh.
Thank you for game. Fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, so we'll pick back up next week with session 2. But until then, we'll see you later. Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.